Oh, come on, man.
Jesus. I thought it would be better to see Carmen. Not as excited.
Oh, yeah.
I even put makeup on today.
I didn't say it didn't look good. I was like, I just thought it'd be more exciting. It's not.
I brought watermelon.
Oh, okay, now I'm back in.
Yeah.
I have to tell you again, I'm starving today. I don't know. I didn't eat dinner last. Well, don't make me sound like I'm trying to make me sound like an angel for a second here. I didn't eat dinner last night because I ate Taco Bell at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Off the rails.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And my daughter had volleyball, and I had to pick them up, and they were like, "Can we go to Taco Bell?" And I went, "It was my destiny."
Yeah.
And of course we can. Yeah.
Spoke it into existence.
Yep. So sure enough, but I only had one little burrito, and that was it. But then I went to bed and didn't eat dinner because it immediately ruined my stomach.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Just a little taste.
Little taste.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No accoutrements.
Little bumpski. Joe knows how that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just keep me going for a couple hours.
Little tootski.
Tootski.
And then I went to sleep, and I feel wonderful. Good morning to Johnny B.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
How are you doing?
And Carmen, I'm good. I'm awake.
Sucks getting up early, doesn't it?
It does. It's more the nervousness of hitting the snooze button once and then going and then running and getting ready. But yeah, the traffic's great.
Traffic is great, and once you I used to have a boss who used to do mornings, and he was like, once your feet hit the floor, you're fine. And every morning I get up, my feet hit the floor, and I go like this. I go, I'm not fine. He's wrong. Every morning for 30 years I've been doing that. I get there and I go, no, it doesn't feel good. And then you get up and you brush your teeth and you do everything, and you're like, all right, now I'm awake and now it's fine. It's just getting out, just getting up and getting out.
Yeah, and knowing the responsibility. Like if I don't show up, the entire show is off air, and then I die.
You know what's interesting to me, Johnny B, is when I used to live in Newport Richey and I started working for like FLZ at the time, and they'd be like, I'd start working there, and I'm there in the building for like 3 months, and now I'm running the board, right? And I'd be like, 3 months ago, I was this idiot that lived in Newport Richey, and now I'm running an entire, like the whole radio station is based on me. If I screw up at the radio station for everybody. And the managers are like out of town. They're like, oh, he's got it. He'll be fine.
It felt like great power.
With great power comes great chances of screwing up.
Yeah. Right,
That's
exactly
what happened. So
yeah, and I saw Monica in the hallway, and she's like, oh, don't screw everything up, and everybody gets fired, and I go, why would you ever say these words? Like, she's like, because it's like opposite. Like you're gonna do the opposite if I say that. And I'm like, yeah, just get out of here. You know, what are we doing?
I did get nervous this morning because I did my check on Johnny B, and I texted him and I just said, good morning, and he didn't answer for like 10 minutes. And I don't have my car right now because my battery died.
Oh.
So I was like,
what would I do?
What do we do? Who do I start calling? What happens? Does he know? Like, I double checked with him. I texted him yesterday. I was like, and then I literally pulled in and he texted me when I got here. I was like, oh my God, thank gosh.
Now, Carmen is here. Galvin is out. And Galvin is, wait, now what did he do? He went back home for Father's Day?
I thought this was when he's like staying in some big beach house or something.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know.
Yeah, with his brother or something.
I feel like somebody has like a big house and he's staying
like Airbnb, like a family house. Is that this?
I think so. I don't know. I know he's going back up to Destin.
Now, he started off his trip with a flat tire yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he posted the thing on social media. He goes, bad start to the trip, already got a flat tire, and he was in like a AutoZone or
I don't feel bad for him at all, though.
Why?
Because during the time he was in the lobby, he was betting on baseball live, and he said he made enough money to pay for the tire.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he sent me the thing. He goes, this happened while I was waiting, and he was like watching the game on the Hard Rock app and made like $300.
Wow.
He's like, just paid for the tire.
That's great. I don't have any of those skills, man.
I don't know how he does it.
Occasionally at football, I'll squeeze out $100 somewhere, but man, I don't know how those live bets and all that other stuff. I'm gonna tell you, I just don't have the money to be messing around with that stuff.
Right.
He sends me his winning slips all the time, and I think he's just trolling me. I'm like, there's no way that he's winning this much, but he'll show me in his actual app.
Yeah.
It's just green.
Right, but I feel like also he shares that information, and I feel like if I start betting along with him, I'm going to make him lose.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, when I don't want him to lose. I want both of us to win. But I feel like I'm going to be the jinx on that deal. So
It's just I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
Well, and that's kind of why he stopped doing Galvin gambles, because everyone was blaming him
Yeah.
for not winning, and then he stopped winning, and he's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. I knew that was not going to be a good idea in the beginning when he started doing it, because I just knew that people were going to blame him for when they lose.
Yeah.
Even though even if they went with his picks, and you got to know that they're not always going to win. That's just how it's nice enough for him to share it with everybody.
And it seems like he makes most of his winnings come from like quick picks.
Yeah.
And he can't post those because it goes too fast. That's
Yeah.
like a game time decision.
A couple weeks ago, I hit like one good parlay, and it was like $280, which was awesome. I was like, this is
great,
fantastic. I have now since pissed that all away down to nothing. I have not won since then. I now have like $28 left in the account.
The only time this ever worked for me was Twin Spires, which we downloaded one year so that we can bet on the Kentucky Derby. This is before Hard Rock had a bet, or before I had an app rather. And we bet on Twin Spires, and I won. I hit the Kentucky Derby, and I had like $300 in there. And I found the app on my phone, and I was like, I got money in this thing. So I went to it, and when I went to it, I realized you can bet on horsing racing from around the world.
Yeah.
So I just started betting on the ones that the odds told me were going to win. I just bet on them to show, and I started winning. I got it up to $1,000. I'm betting on horse races I don't even know are really happening. I'm betting in Saudi Arabia and Belmont.
I'm betting on Russian table tennis, like guys I never even heard of. I don't even know if the games are happening, but I'm betting parlays on this, losing.
But the problem I have with the table tennis is the same thing that they had with Highlight, is that I think it's fixed.
Yeah, probably.
I don't mean fixed from the Hard Rock. I mean fixed from the sport, like the sport itself. So Highlight, you can bet. Johnny, did you ever bet on Highlight, or was that before your time?
Oh, no. We're the same age. I used to go to Highlight just to watch old fat Cuban guys cuss the guys out.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't bet. They had a poker room, so I'd pop in there and like mess around there, but I would watch. And you're right. Like these old fat Cuban guys were screaming at these dudes. And I mean, some of these guys were huge, so 6'6", like Highlight players. And they would turn around once in a while and look at the guy and go, I'm going to lose the next 2 points. What is that?
Right,
yeah.
Well, the thing was in Highlight is that you can change your bet. So if you bet on the blue guy to win and he's getting his ass kicked halfway through, you can go and you can change it.
Right.
And then and you go, all right, well, change it. Sure, he's getting his ass kicked, and then he comes back and he wins,
Yeah.
And it's kind of shady.
That's how the table tennis. Because
That's
sometimes
why I worry about that.
Like I'll bet the favorite. I'm like, oh, this guy's a huge favorite.
Right.
He's gonna win. And then he loses, and that ruins the parlay.
Yeah.
But then you pull up, you can watch the actual game in the
You
app.
can watch the highlight live. It was still fake.
Yeah,
it was still fixed, rather.
They're like in a warehouse somewhere. I don't even know what's going on. But I was like, oh, I hit that one good bet, like $300, feeling good. I'm thinking, oh, I've got some money to play with now. This is great.
You don't trust Russian guys playing ping pong in a basement somewhere?
Do we even know for sure it's Russia, or we just assume it is?
It looks Russian.
It looks very Russian.
And the names are Russian.
Yeah. Or they're definitely like definitely Euro.
It's foreign names that I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
You know?
Czechoslovakian type
Maybe.
names,
I don't know. It could be Ukraine. I have no idea.
That's true. Ukraine's like, this is all we have left.
Yeah. At least we got the table tennis going so we can suck this idiot dry in America.
But it's fun. I got to tell you, it is really.
When you win.
Make every sport so much more fun.
I'm like, I'm going to stretch this money to football season.
That's my thing. If I hit one parlay in hockey or something, and this way I can keep money in there for football season. That's all I'm not looking to go buy a car with my money. I'm looking to just keep enough money in there for football season.
Just a couple $100.
I won $100 on the Super Bowl. Haven't opened the app since.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Save it.
I just don't use it because I don't know what I'm doing.
Cool, nerd.
Yeah. I'm like, why didn't I just take out like $200 and just leave like $100? No, I'm an idiot. I've got $23 left.
I don't know. One day, it's the same thing with the scratch offs. I'm not scratching it off to win $20. I'm scratching off to win the jackpot. I don't get excited unless the big one's coming.
But the $20 adds up.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it does.
It's break even.
Easy come, easy go. You know.
And then Galvin tries to figure how am I going to pay for this tire? Let me just bet while here in the lobby.
Yeah,
on a game.
I gotta tell you, that's a pretty good. If you can get that system going.
He bet on a game that was like live at the time happening on like the hits and won like $300.
Yeah, like people betting on Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run, And because he's done it for so long, I'd be like, "There's no way he's going to do it again," and he does it again.
Yeah, I tried that too. There's like the guy had a streak of like 32 games. He's had a hit in the first inning, and I'm like, "Oh, this is easy." Boom, loss.
Oh man.
If that was me betting on a tire, like in live, I would just show a social media post of all 4 of my tires off on blocks in the parking lot. Like, yeah, it didn't work out again.
Nope. Johnny B, we are playing June 10th at Whiskey Willie's in Lutz. I don't know if you're around.
No, not the 10th. 20th?
Nope, 20th.
Yeah.
Sorry. We cannot go back in time.
Hold on, let me check the old Johnny B comedy calendar. June 20th, I am currently not booked.
Pete is so excited at Johnny singing with us again.
Oh, like, really?
Dude, it's all he talks about.
What?
Dude, last time you sang with us, you killed it so hard that every time he's like, Pete's like, is Pap coming? I go, no. He goes, Johnny will be there, right? I'm like, I don't know if Johnny B is going to be there. I don't know. I got to ask him.
Should I learn some more songs?
I think the one you did was fantastic.
What do you do, or do you want to keep that a secret?
No, I mean, I always do Don't Stop Believing. Journey is like what I've been doing with those guys for, 15 years.
Yeah.
All right.
And we can learn something. I was actually going to, now that I know that Pete loves me, I was going to get a hold of him and see if he wanted to prepare some stuff for the bonfire at the Beach Bash.
Oh, he would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would love that. Oh, let's do that for sure.
Little chubby acoustic bonfire.
Yeah. Hall and Oates, Haulin, Hall and Oates. I'm sure he would love that because much like Carmen, Pete got labeled to be doing duties there, and Pete doesn't even work for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But like I said, yoga is no longer on the website.
It's happening.
So I have no idea what's going on.
I'm working on something.
It's just so funny that we're about a month away. And everybody's like, I have no idea what's going on, and nobody talks to us.
And we've been talking about it on air regularly.
Yeah.
So they know we don't know anything.
Like a week or two ago, Ian asked me a bunch of questions. I go, I don't know, dude. I know nothing. And I thought he thinks I'm just like blowing him off.
Right. Ian asked me, what's the deal with that? I go, I don't know. I think he thinks we're blowing off. I don't know.
I told him, Ian, I don't know, man. I go, know everything I know. I read on the website and I've figured out on the air. I go, nothing. There's no emails. There's nothing I can tell you. I seriously do not know.
There is, when it comes to money stuff, I just don't even ask. I just assume everything's going to work out. And then I know if it doesn't, I will just go cry to my agent. So that's the only thing. That's all I worry about.
Yeah, I would like to cry to my agent as well.
Yeah, I think that's I need.
You like to cry to your agent until you have to stroke him a check.
That is true.
Then it's not so much fun every month. Oh, but I am looking forward to it. I mean, we're going to be out at the beach. This is the first time we've ever done this, the Bone Beach Bash. And it was so funny. I was like, I'm going to be good. No drinking and diet all the way up until the Beach Bash. Now I'm off the rails already. By the time the Beach Bash comes around, I'm going to be crazy.
No. You get back on the rail.
Well, this is my week for Father's Day. I took a week off, and then I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
You got to get bikini ready like Carmen.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't know if I have enough time.
A lot of bikini plans.
I have my watermelon and my protein shake this morning.
Where does watermelon fit into this whole scheme of things?
So watermelon, it's very low in calories, high in nutrients.
It is because it just tastes like it's filled with sugar.
Oh, I love watermelon.
So do I, but it's why it seems like the stuff that you like seems like the stuff shouldn't be good for you.
But again, fruit sugar, your body can actually break it down and dissolve, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And absorb it, where white sugar or artificial sugar, processed sugar, your body doesn't break it down as easy.
Got it.
So you're not going to get fat. Like people will be like, oh, I can't eat fruit because it has so much sugar. You're not going to get fat from eating fruit. You know what I mean? Fruit is healthy. Fruit is good.
What if you're already fat and you eat fruit?
Well, again, it depends on what kind of diet you're in.
Gotcha.
But it is also like, I want to say like 90% water,
Yeah.
like watermelon. So again, you're getting hydrated. It will fill you up.
You know what they used to call it? Piss junk.
What?
Yeah. One time when I first moved here, straight from New York, this guy was like, so what are you doing? And he said, just mowing on some piss chunk. And I went, what are you saying to me? What are the words? I said to a girl one time when I was at St. Leo, I said, can I sit with yous? Can I sit with yous? That was my New York y'all yous.
Yeah.
And they were like, can you what? I'm like, can I sit with y'all? And they were like, yeah. When this kid said to me he was mowing on some piss chunk, I have no idea what he was talking about. And he was eating watermelon. Mowing on piss chunks.
I was like, I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Newport Richie.
Yeah, there you go.
Gio, have you heard of the mowing on the piss chunk?
There was a kid in middle school he called piss junk.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's because he literally peed his pants.
Oh, I know.
Gym.
I know somebody like that.
Yeah, so that was his name.
Totally different. I had to go to, this is the worst. I had to pick up my daughter yesterday from volleyball camp.
Did you pick him up early?
Yes.
Oh,
you sucker.
Yes. And the worst is I had to go inside. I had to park and go inside. Oh, God. You don't understand how miserable I was when I had I have to go to a certain gate. I have to go to gate E. There's A, B, C, and D. There's no E. You can't drive up to E. It's only when you can't drive up to. So I had to go park and walk into the thing. And oh man,
should have left them.
I was so annoyed. I thought about it. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, make him come out with the rest of the kids.
Well, we had to leave early. We had to go.
Go to Taco Bell.
To go to Taco Bell.
I get it.
Yeah.
You're
Then today. I am definitely a sucker.
You're a sucker.
I am definitely a sucker because I was like, no, and then my wife goes, "Get them early," and I went, "Okay." Whatever. Right. I don't have time to argue. Yesterday was a very sad day in this house. I was very lonely. Nobody was here. My daughter was at volleyball camp. My wife had to go into work at a job into the job, and I was just walking around in circles. You ever see when the dogs don't know what to do? Like when you have two dogs and one of them's not around and the other one just does circles. That's all I was doing around the house. I was lost yesterday.
I feel like you do that a lot, though.
You know, there have been times where we've gotten off the air and I've sat out in the garage with you guys talking. You guys leave, and 2 hours later, I'm still sleeping in the garage, just sitting there.
There's been times we left you sleeping.
Yeah.
We didn't say a word. We just snuck out and hit the lights.
I get very comfortable in this house. What do you want from me?
And I would say to Joe, I'm like, do you think Mike will still be in the exact same seat tomorrow morning when we come in? He hadn't moved. Wait, you guys are leaving?
I used to, before I had the CPAP machine. Johnny, you use a CPAP machine?
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
I mean, I don't use it like every night anymore. I used to, but
why? Because you're not a fatso anymore?
Yeah, I mean, after I lost like 100 pounds now, if I lay on my right side, I really don't need to use it because I don't snore on my right side.
Right.
But like if I know I got to get some really really good rest, I'll force myself to. It's hard to fall asleep.
You find it uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm just so used to wearing it, and I like the air, the constant blow of air. So I look forward to putting it on now. And then the other thing is that the difference between waking up without it and with it is night and day. I feel like when I wake up without it, like I didn't get any sleep. So if I fall asleep downstairs without it on, sometimes I'll wake up because my heart is stressed out. I'll feel it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to have like you ever have like the apnea response or whatever they call it, where you wake up and you're just like gasping for like it's hard to, it's almost like you're paralyzed or something. You wake up and you're just like you're aspirating, like you can't catch your breath. Oh my god,
you're like,
that is it's the worst. So
that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
But it's like acid reflux related.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that once a week. I do that. I have to go take a Pepsid like an old man.
And you can't breathe for a second.
Yeah, because I ate pizza before I went to bed.
Yeah.
Like
and I have to convince myself I'm not dying. I'm like, just relax.
Yeah.
You will be able to breathe in a couple seconds.
Yeah. I wake up and I get that feeling for a second. I'm like, never again. I put that mask on proudly every night now. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it sounds like. I wear it, and then the good thing is that, I mean, you remember, Carmen, you especially, when we were in the studio, I used to fall asleep during the commercial breaks.
Oh, yeah. Every commercial break.
Yeah.
You just lean your head back, and then like 2 seconds later, you just hear you're like,
that's not get crazy.
But like that is literally a talent, just to be able to fall asleep. I don't think it's a good talent, but it is talented.
Yeah.
Let me borrow the machine. Give it a shot.
Tell the doctor that. Say it's a talent. You know, it's all good.
Bobby Kelly always goes, stop saying it like it's a superpower just because you're fat. You should go get tested.
Yeah, let me borrow the machine for a night.
You're not borrowing them. First of all, I can't spare it for the night.
You can't lend another man your machine.
I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
What if I stay the night over and we just plug in 2 hoses?
Oh my god,
is that weird?
I think it's definitely weird.
I'll run it outside to a different room. Like, I don't have to be in the same room.
It's definitely weird. I don't want your breath going over into it. Not that you have bad breath. I just don't want to breathe it in.
When we went to Germany, you did not have the machine.
No, I think I
thought he-
did.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think I did.
No,
yeah.
because you snored really loud.
We
then
talked about it though.
You're not in. No, you didn't.
I think I did, Gio.
I don't remember.
I can't imagine traveling without it.
Yeah, because I remember that's when we first used that system or whatever, Opal or whatever.
Yeah.
And you called because Mike was sleeping still, and he had the machine because you said that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I do snore through the machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only thing it has not cured all the
Yeah, I don't
snoring.
know. I don't remember it, but maybe you did. I don't know.
Now, have you gone to the doctor for this machine, or is this the machine that you got on eBay and just dialed in yourself?
No. I've gone to the doctor. I had a. They came and they give you a machine and then they hook you up and then you go to sleep for the night and then they look at your results, how many times you wake up and all that, and they decide whether or not you need the machine. And then what I did figure out was how they tell you what to put the air on. They adjust it, but I did turn it up. I figured out how to break in and turn the air up a little bit so it could be a little stronger, and that's it. But that's why usually, Carmen, and I won't be doing it today, why I'm farting in here for the first hour of the show.
I still don't think
my
that
stomach is filled with air.
I don't think that's
Johnny,
the thing.
does that happen to you?
No. I hear you talk about it all the time, and I'm like, yeah, no, I think I fart just to fart. I think it's more of my diet.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I eat a lot of broccoli.
But like, here's the thing: is that there's a difference. There's some this is gonna sound. There's some farts that come from your ass, and there's some farts that come from your stomach. I'm stomach farting. In the morning.
They all come from your stomach.
No. Listen
and
to me. When it's sleep apnea or when it's CPAP farts, they only work when I move a little bit. Like you got to work the gas out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I move a little bit and I do this and I feel it traveling through my belly and then there it goes and that's good.
A fart is a fart.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's got two buttholes.
No.
That's the only way that it could be anything else.
Oh, I couldn't sleep for a while last night. I watched a lot of porn.
Wait.
Yeah, and it was really weird because I wasn't watching it like I was watching it like analytically. I wasn't watching it like to enjoy it. Yeah, I was just bored and I was flipping through because I have all these porn channels.
That's not healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Did you ever go through them?
No, I don't. I have those blocked on my TV.
Yeah,
I don't want porn. I got kids and stuff. I don't need porn on the big screen in the living room.
I don't have it on the TV in the living room. I don't have it in my bedroom.
Even that, it's just weird.
My kids are never in there. So I just went through it to see what it was. Some of it was just regular garbage porn. Then some of it was that guy that comes out in the dancing bear outfit, which is pretty interesting.
The guy in the dancing bear outfit.
Wow.
It's like a bear party.
I was
and it's
saying,
like
how am I the only one that knows dancing bear guy?
I know about Dancing Bear,
Thank
Michael.
you, John.
What?
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
remember hearing about this because it came out it was popular like 10 years ago. But a guy wears a bear costume and he'll show up to
Just
like
the head.
Yeah, but he'll show up to like a bachelorette party and dance and then bang everybody that's there.
Oh,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could tell like some girls are porno girls and other girls were just getting paid to be there.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Is this the guy?
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you find that so fast?
You know.
You know.
No,
what
I
it
just put
is.
Google. I put dancing bear porno and it came up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy's just dancing around. So
All right, good for him.
Yeah, basically this is what I'm doing. I'm flipping around, just watching. And then I have a new one. This is pretty good. Shoplifter. Have you seen this one?
I've seen that too, yeah.
Joe's all over it.
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Shoplifter is a young girl who gets caught shoplifting, and they bring her in the back in the storage room, and they tell her she's going to go to jail, or she could do some other
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I've seen her.
Yeah, but can I just tell you something? Most of the time, people watching that, they're like, oh, I get it. This is kind of hot. And plus, she's crying a little bit. I get you.
Wait.
I'm watching it the whole time like, oh, I hope my daughter knows just to call me. I'll just bail her out. I hope she knows to call me. This is ridiculous.
There was a channel that I used to watch called Rents Due.
That sounds great, too.
It was very similar.
Yeah.
A lot of-
Rents do.
A lot of landlords.
Yeah.
Me and Chad play that a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm
Who
like,
pays who?
he pays me.
Oh.
She's the landlord.
Yeah.
What? How does that work out?
Yeah. Well, if he's late, because he'll get like paid at the end of the week. But
Right.
If the first is on a Monday, then he's 5 days late. He has to make that up
What
somehow.
does he have to do? What does he have to do to make
you
it
know
up?
what he's gonna
You know.
do.
He
Where?
has to-
Oh, my
He has to
God.
shower me.
Hey, I want to pay your rent. I want to pay your rent.
As long as you're not playing landowner, that would
No.
be completely
Yeah. All right.
I'd watch that too. Wow. You guys are really getting into it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you must make more than Chad does.
No.
Bro, really?
Yeah. No.
As a teacher?
Chad is a teacher and a football coach, makes more than me.
Wow.
Yeah.
My wife.
You cut a bad deal.
I didn't cut a deal. Gio, I don't know if you know this.
Don't look at me. I didn't cut her deal either. I don't pay her. My wife has a real job now. And she's always had a real job, but now she like has to go in there sometimes.
She was like dressed business casual yesterday.
Yeah. Well, she has to do all her patients that she talks to on telehealth, so they have to see her. So from the waist up, she's got to look good every day.
Yeah, like she should do like the newscasters do, where they're just like yoga pants or like gym shorts,
pajamas
and a suit.
on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think she likes getting dressed like she's going to a real job. You know what I mean? Like I think she likes doing work. And sometimes I walk in there, I go, "Oh, you got a boyfriend? What's going on?" She's like, "Oh, I got to work today." I said, "Oh, okay." Yeah, I like the fact that she has a real job now, because when this job ends, now I can go relax for a little bit, let her take over for a bit.
That's good.
Pay her rent. Show up late, 5 days rent.
Yeah, you guys can play landlord.
Rent's due.
Yeah.
My wife has her master's degree. That blows my mind. She got lost in her own subdivision, and she has her master's degree.
Some people are book smart. Some people have common sense.
She knows her stuff, because one time I was having a nervous breakdown and she really talked me off the ledge.
Yeah, she's good with everybody but me.
Yeah.
Everybody but me. Everybody's like, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling this. And she'll tell you, what she thinks and what you do. And if I go, I'm just not, she'll go, suck it up, baby.
Yeah.
I'll go, okay.
Has she recommended anyone for you?
Oh, yeah. So listen to me. I'm making jokes. If it wasn't for her, I'd be in the loony bin.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know, she's very calming and very easy to talk to. But I just know, because you guys are married, obviously, sometimes
I don't go to her with therapy. I don't sit there and tell her my problems and my feelings and all that. But if I am, last week, I was having panic attacks every day, and I don't know where it comes from. And I talked to her about it, and after I'm done talking to her, nothing's been accomplished, but I feel like it's
better.
Yeah. So
I thought I was having a heart attack, and she convinced me I was not. That was great.
Wait, were you?
No. She's like, you're not having a heart attack. I've seen somebody have a heart attack. You're just having a little bit of a panic attack.
Yes.
Just relax. And
If you
she's
were
like,
having a heart attack, you wouldn't be able to tell us you're having a heart attack.
And I go, I don't know. I think something's wrong. Something's wrong. And she's like, no. Quit being a pussy. You're not having a heart attack. Just relax. And she talked me, and 10 minutes later, I felt fantastic. I'm like, you're right. I'm not dying. This is great.
Yeah, she's very soothing.
Very good.
Yeah.
What is happening over here? Are you guys all okay?
No,
we're not.
It's what happens when you get old.
Clearly.
Old men, they start having weird panic attacks.
Yeah, heart palpitations. I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm gonna die in Mike's garage.
Carmen, the first time it happened to me, that I had a panic attack, I was not. Nothing was happening. There was you hear panic attack, you think it's because you're panicking about something.
Right.
There's nothing going on, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. Like, what's going on? What is this weird feeling? I knew I was having a heart attack.
And then you panic because
you're having a panic. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you don't know what it is.
No, instantly I think I'm dying. This is where I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I'm in a Publix bathroom and I'm going to die.
I was on 19 traveling south.
Yep.
I was like, this isn't good.
I start hearing the Bay News 9 story in my head.
Is that like an entertainer thing? Because I've had those my entire adult life also, and as a child.
I think it's a fat overweight thing.
Oh,
I don't know. Jay Moore wrote a book about it. Jay Moore had a book called Gasping for Airtime, and it was about how his panic attacks almost ruined his career. How he couldn't get on flights, he couldn't do the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's flying gets me every single time. As soon as
that's how my wife is. My wife's traveling sets her off.
The older I get, the more planes.
Dude, really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because I know I panic knowing that I'm going to panic. The day before, and then as soon as I get in a plane, I tell myself, hey, don't be a pussy. You're great. And I'm not worried about the plane crashing. It's the thought of being 35,000 feet in the air when I'm afraid of heights. I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost in outer space. I
can't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. It's the ascension that gets me. I can be on top of the Skyway Bridge and I'm fine.
Right, it's going up. That's how I'm a roller coasters. I don't mind going down. I don't like the going up.
Yeah, I don't like it. And when the plane's landing, everybody's freaking out. I'm like, no, I'm going back to where I need to be on the ground. This
Bring
is great.
me home. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where your anxiety comes from, not being fat and flying. That's what gets me. I hate the idea that I'm out to rub shoulders with somebody next to me.
Oh, I thought you meant you're going to make a barrel roll or something
No.
like that.
No.
I mean, I understand the math behind plane crashes are planes are safe. It's I
mean just from being uncomfortable. That's what gets me when I'm flying is that the anxiety of being fat and uncomfortable.
I used to just get hammered and not sleep and just sleep the entire flight, and I was fine. I would I'd be wearing like a tracksuit and I'd put the jacket up over my head and just getting a little. But 15 years ago, I had that blood clot in my leg. Ugh. So now you can't you have to
just
get up and walk around the cabin. They tell you because of the pressure, you have to every half hour get up and walk to the bathroom or something. Right. So if I were to fly to Japan, I wouldn't be able to sleep the entire time. I'd have to get up and walk around like a jack off. And,
oh man.
Yeah, and I get stressed out about that because I just want to take a Xanax and go to bed.
Yeah, I'd be trying to sleep and I'd be like, oh, this guy in the tracksuit walking around all the time,
bumping into everybody.
He's trying to steal something from me when I go to sleep.
This panicking jelly bean keeps walking by me and bumping into me.
All right, let's take a break. We got an open letter rewind when we come back. Then we'll dive right into Sporkle. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
We do.
Typical panic, unprepared.
We have so many things. No,
sat here doing nothing the whole break. I stared at you, looking at your watermelon.
I was trying to log into this thing the whole time.
I know. It's easier to break into a bank than it is to log into our phone system.
Yeah, it really is insane. But I mean, all systems that we have, even the tickets. So we have tickets for Glass Animals.
Yep.
Summer of Loud.
Yep.
Falling in Reverse.
I don't know what any of these things are.
I do know that.
Garbage.
Band. Falling in Reverse.
Okay. Glass Animals. What is that?
I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
And Cage the Elephant.
Yeah. So I don't care if nobody wants to play today, I'll understand. I'll understand.
Wait, no.
Garbage on top of garbage. Look, the phone line just dropping off. Line 1's gone. Line 5's gone. All right. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pat is your judge. And what are you, scorekeeper? Let's play a little Sporkle. Here we go.
I do that.
That was so loud.
That's
not every day. That was louder. That made my pubic hair fall out.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to
Who's playing? Johnny B playing? Johnny B, you want to play?
I mean, I will. Is there a delay? Is
no,
it
watch. Carmen, give us a math problem.
2 + 2.
5.
No delay.
All right, good.
All right, so today we're going to be playing high school and college movies A through Z. Can you name the missing words A through Z from these movies where some of the action took place in a school?
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Simple. Your first one, A.
American Pie.
American. I will give it to you. I only need the one word.
Oh, there you go. You got
2. But from now
Who's
on.
keeping score? You keeping score? That's 1 point for me. Thank you.
Gotcha.
B. The Club.
Book.
B. The blank
Babysitters.
Club.
Breakfast.
Yes,
Oh, duh.
Babysitters.
Of course I knew food.
Johnny B. C. Buy Me Love.
Can't.
Mike. D. Poet Society. Mike. E. A.
Easy.
Mike.
Game's over.
Yeah.
F. Back to the
Future.
G-O.
Oh, yeah, that one.
G. Girl.
Gone.
Good.
No. G. Blank girl. Took place in a high school or college.
I don't know.
Gregory's Girl.
Never
What?
got that.
Oh, come on.
Never heard of it either. H. The Boys. The blank boys. H.
Hometown.
Hot.
No. Yeah.
Hell.
No. The History Boys.
What the hell? They're probably banging Gregory's girl.
I. Bring on
Hit.
Geo.
It.
J. One for the guys.
Just.
Mike. K. The Kid.
Karate.
Geo.
What?
L. To Sir with
Love.
Mike and Pap.
Oh.
We
I'm on a delay.
are halfway
No,
there.
you're not. No, you're not.
Yes.
Johnny B, a single point on the board. Gio with 3, and Michael has doubled that score. He's winning with 6.
All right. We're doing missing word from school movies A through Z. Your next one, M. Girls.
Mean.
Mike. N. Dynamite.
Napoleon.
Geo.
I almost said it.
No. Oh, Ferris Bueller's. Pap.
Geo.
Geo gets the point. P. Sue got married.
Peggy.
Mike. Q. Confessions of a Teenage Drama.
Queen.
Queen. Geo. R. Fast Times.
Ridgemont.
Geo. S. Candles.
16.
Mike. T. She's all.
That.
Geo. U. So.
Ugly.
No. So blank.
Unbelievable.
No.
Ulcer.
No. So undercover. No idea. And Pap, we're on the last three.
Johnny B, no movement. 1 point on the board. Geo mounting a comeback. He's got 8, and Michael is ahead by 1. He's winning with 9.
Oh, I don't like this.
In the zone. All right, missing word from school movies A through Z. Last 3. Here we go. V.
Varsity.
No.
Oh,
Damn it.
The Suicides.
Virgin.
Yes, Mike. W. Can't hardly.
Wait.
Mike.
Suck it.
And your last one. Why 10 things I hate
You.
about Geo.
That's appropriate.
That sucks.
Why does it suck, Gio?
Because I thought it was going to be Varsity Blues.
It wasn't. So what happens now?
I lost.
And
That's 3 in a row.
That's right.
What's the final score, Joe?
Final score, Johnny B, a single point. Geo, 9 on the board. And Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 11.
feel good about that. Let me.
I really had a comeback mounting.
You did good.
You did. I let it slack. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you're like, this is over.
Good morning. Who's this?
Delay.
Good morning. Hello. Oh, they hung up.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Can't give away these glass animal tickets. Good morning. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Which garbage tickets do we have that you want, sir? You're the winner.
My wife loves falling in reverse. So
Oh, there
we'll
you
go that
go.
way.
It works out perfect. I'm going to put you on hold. Johnny B will grab you during the break, and we'll get your wife those tickets that nobody else wants but you.
Thank you.
All right, hold on, brother. Thank you.
Got it.
That's
line 2.
Line 7. I don't know what line 2 is.
Oh, 7. Okay, got it.
Yeah, 7. Line 2 could have tickets too. I don't care.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter at all. I got to tell you, I don't know what the rule is going to be. I'd like there to be some sort of poem that you would say about how smart I am. A little limerick. It doesn't have to be long.
A limerick? What's a
Doesn't have to
limerick?
be-
Is it like a haiku?
No, it doesn't. It could be a haiku if you want, but I'd rather it rhyme. I'd rather it be like
I got one.
There once
Yeah.
was a man from Nantucket.
yeah, okay.
Like that.
Mike is so smart, and he really likes to fart.
Yeah, that's good. Something like that.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
Mike is so cool that he makes Joe drool.
That was
I
weak.
don't know
but
about
that was-
that.
I got it.
I mean, that's not
I got to bring Joe
not
down.
attractive.
I'm not a poet.
Johnny, your turn.
Mike is all that. I mean, yeah, he's kind of fat. That's why he uses a CPAP, but I don't care because I don't even know how to rap. He's my guy.
Oh man, I thought Drew was here for a second.
You like that? I was about to start beatboxing.
Gio, what do we have coming up in news?
Shark bite.
Oh,
The king is back, and let's have a parade.
all right. Gio is handling news this morning while Galvin's out. We'll take a quick break and dive right into that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Our band Pitbull Toddler will be at Whiskey Willie's in Lutz as we begin our 2025 dive bar tour. Very excited for this.
I can't believe I have to miss that.
Why are you missing it?
I have to go out with my family. They planned a camping trip.
Jesus Christ. Can you miss one of these camping trips?
I know. I'm thinking about maybe just going to Whiskey Willie's. It's Friday, right? It's on a
Friday
Friday.
night, yeah. And where are you going? Where are they going camping? Like up north and
No, like in Florida.
that's like North Florida.
Yeah,
like,
one of the springs.
Yeah. Oh, so just drive there the next day.
That's what I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come to Whiskey Willie's on the 20th, and then after the show, I'll have Tom drive us up to camp, and I'll go camping with you and your
That's
family.
fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Camping just sounds miserable.
Dude, can I just tell you something? It's the worst. When we went camping with me and my family, like it's good to have like the family time, but the truth is that all we did was rent 2 RVs. Then we tented between the 2 RVs. We had a giant big screen TV out there. I mean, all we did was just sit outside for a couple of minutes. We were basically, we moved the living room to outside. That's all we did. I even,
like, you have a nice pool area, right? With TVs and stuff.
I know. It was fun and it was cool to do, but I've never been so uncomfortable. Like I could not, I was too claustrophobic in the RV.
Yeah, you went to the wrong place. Like, you got to go somewhere fun.
You got to go away because you guys were only like an hour away from here, right?
Yeah,
but you were like in a field somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
No, we were like on private property.
Yeah, so you're in somebody's backyard.
Yeah, but there was nobody there. There was nobody around us.
Yeah,
and we had all the land there to shoot, so we were shooting the guns. That was fun.
That's fun. Yeah,
guns, fire, and poker were the 2 great things.
Like this place we're going it's a campground, and there's a spring, so we can go swim. You can swim the spring,
right?
Then you make some
That's
good
during
food.
the day.
During the day, you swim the spring, which is awesome because it's like 50 degrees or 60 degrees
right
year round, no matter what temperature is. And then at night, you make some food, and then you hang out and you drink by the fire and stuff.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of drinking. That's the thing. None of us were really drinking.
Yeah.
Because drinking and firing off the guns are not a good.
When I go camping, there's not a lot of drinking except me. It's really just me and my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, everyone else is like sober and think it's like loser mentality.
If you hang out at Whiskey Willie's, I will drink with you there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so you're not the only loser there.
You gonna kick back some Bud Lights?
Yeah, I'm tearing it up that night. Oh. I think it's going to be so much fun.
So close.
So close to
This
home.
is our neighborhood, man. This is like our neighborhood spot now.
Right. Listen to me. I've been there 3 times already since the accidental walk-in.
Yeah.
I've been there 3 times.
This is our local watering hole.
Right. I know the regulars now. I go in and I was like, oh, look, there's Diane and Phil.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Calta comes in here all the time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna camp out in Calta's backyard.
Do it. That's fine. There's plenty. Is
that the closest bar to here?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There could be one closer, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's 14 minutes.
Yeah. Oh no, not even to Whiskey Willie's.
Is what my GPS.
I mean, it would take you.
There must be some traffic right now or something. Yeah.
With no traffic, it's not even 5 minutes.
I pass it every day on the way here.
I was gonna say I know my GPS does this. It says it's gonna take me 10 minutes to get out of my complex.
Oh, that
you know what I mean? So it probably adds like all that extra time where it doesn't really take that long.
Yeah, I could tell you in Mike Calta miles. I'm gonna tell you right now how many miles it is. Hold on, let's give me it was 1.
How many Mike Calta's?
No. I'll tell you in miles. How many miles? 1, 2. It's 4 miles away. Can you look that up?
Yeah, it's about right.
Hold on.
I mean, I've been to Whiskey Willie's many times. By many times, I mean 3 times.
Yeah.
And I can't picture you guys playing there in my mind.
Don't worry, we got it all worked out.
But it's happening, yeah. Like in my mind, I can't picture you guys doing that.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
How close did I come?
So you are close. It's 5.8.
Okay. Oh, that's a little bit further than I thought.
And it says it would take you, just so you know, if you get drunk and you get the itch, it's going to take you 2 hours to walk home.
No, I'll live at Whiskey Willie's before I walk home.
Yeah, and it would take you 30 minutes to ride a bike.
It's gonna be Whiskey Willie and Mike's before I walk home. I'll tell you that right now.
And you said you can't smoke inside anymore,
right?
Because that was the big deterrent.
Right.
It was like
it doesn't smell like smoke in there.
Yeah, it was pretty strong. You walk in there, it was pretty strong.
No, we can't play like that. Like we're too old for that. We breathe that in the whole time.
That's always what kind of made me not want to go there so much.
Nope, it does not. It does not stink, and the people were really nice, and they even have food there.
All right.
So,
now, is that the place that's by the bird store?
Yeah.
Is it by a bird store?
Yeah, kind of.
Because every time I pass the bird store, I think of Geo. I'm like, I bet this is where Geo gets his bird food.
There's an AT&T and a Walmart over there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know where it is.
Go get a bird, take it to Whiskey Willie's.
Yeah.
Carmen's in.
Carmen. Couple of black guys rolled up in Whiskey Willie's on Friday.
I'll bring another.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know somebody that won't be uncomfortable is what I'm saying.
BYOB.
Do we know, is there a Willie?
I mean, probably.
Does Willie own the joint?
I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of like sometimes some of these dive bars have like a history. It's like, oh, this was Willie.
Yeah, that may be.
You know?
I've not dove into the history yet.
I feel like we kind of like if there is a Willie out there, I think we should be friends.
He should be there that night.
Yeah, we should be friends with him.
I always say, anytime somebody names something Willie, it's like One-Eyed Willie from the Goonies. Like he didn't, it was like, oh, Whiskey Willie, the old pirate.
Yeah, I do think pirate.
Yeah.
Whiskey Joe's. Is there? I think there's a Whiskey Joe's.
There was a Whiskey Joe's on the Causeway.
Yeah. No, there's one down in Newport Richie now. I think.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still open. The Hooters in Port Richie opened up this week.
I heard.
It's back, baby.
We should go there and show our support for Hooters.
They were closed for 6 months from the hurricane.
My God.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Just opened this week.
Have you been to that one?
No.
Yeah. No?
Which one?
The one on the water in Newport Richie?
No.
Or Port Richie?
Yeah.
Whatever
No.
it is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to a few, but yeah, no, I don't think I've ever been to that one.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest. It's certainly one of the nicest Hooters, but it's a nice restaurant. It's right there on the water. People take their boats up there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I haven't been to Hooters in so long.
You saying we should go today?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like Taco Bell, you can speak it into existence right now.
Yeah.
Well, because I had to get new appliances for my kitchen, and my oven has an air fry feature, so I don't have like a separate air fryer.
Right.
My oven does it. And I've been doing so I can make like a lot of wings instead of just like 2 in the air fryer.
Did you buy appliances so that you could cook for the school?
No, I bought appliances because the appliances that we had were from like when they built the place 20 years ago, and our dishwasher went out. And so everything was just gross and, old and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just bought new appliances. But yeah, that air fryer feature, I'm obsessed.
So it's interesting that you use that because I have 2 ovens.
Yeah, I'd love to cook in your kitchen.
But I don't know what the bottom one does. I never use that oven.
Is that the one Julianne left on?
Yes. She clearly knows how to use it, but I don't know.
So it's mainly for entertaining, one. That way you can cook more stuff, but that way like you could like have a turkey in the top and then do cookies in the bottom. You know, because it's a smaller.
They both work independent of each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can use them at the same time, but that way you can cook things on different temperatures. You could use it as your warmer because you know how
I have a warmer
as well
on my stove.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought that was a drawer to put other dishes.
That's what everyone
That's a warmer.
Yeah, that's what everyone uses it for.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, you can use that other oven. You can use them independently, but together.
I gotta tell you, I'm starving.
I
don't know where that could get. Yeah,
you want some watermelon?
No, I don't. I want what we had yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you guys got Einstein.
Einstein's. That was the way to go.
Yeah. I miss bread.
Try it. It's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check in with Gio this morning. He's got today's news.
Haha, what a moron. What a jack off. What an idiot.
No,
you fat moron.
We're done. Let's go.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Gio?
President Donald Trump is planning a massive military parade in Washington, D.C. on Saturday.
For what reason?
Well, the date is Flag Day, and it's also his 79th birthday. Trump says that it's not about him whatsoever, has nothing to do with his birthday. It's about patriotism and calls it a great expenditure. The parade will celebrate the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary and feature over 24 M1 Abrams tanks, heavy artillery, flyovers, and more than 6,000 troops marching down Constitution Avenue in D.C.
I just don't think it's got to be costing a ton of money, right?
Well, the price tag estimated to be upwards of $45 million.
For what? For
not
a
including
parade?
the possible street damage and added security expenses the cities may have to cover. Some say it looks more like something compared to Russia and North Korea.
This is a guy who ran getting in there and created Doge and was going to go in there and stop useless spending and is now spending $45 million on a parade.
Yeah,
Come on. You can't deny that that's stupid.
They've done this before. The last time was 1991. The Gulf War parade caused major street damage in D.C., including crushed pavement from tanks, helicopters, kicking up debris that damaged local landmarks. The last time D.C. had a military parade was when the Gulf War troops had come home from war.
Okay, that I'll give you a little bit of more of a reason to have a parade. You're celebrating the troops who went out there and fought and came back after a war.
Yeah.
But
I could see that.
But what are you spending $45 million on for a parade?
No, it's insane. It's ridiculous. I always said that if I was going to be president, the first thing I would do is nix the inauguration the day stuff.
Yeah.
I would go, listen, I'm interested in getting to work. I'll go to my office. We'll swear in at my office. We'll videotape it so the world can watch it. And then that's it. I'm going to work and save all that money right there on the first day.
I believe he tried to have the parade during his last administration, last time he was in office, and something happened where it wasn't going to happen.
They came up for $5 million short of the $45 million.
So back in 91, it says that the parade ended up costing double what they originally had thought because there was
the damage.
The damage, and there was they said it was a million pounds of trash they had to pick up in the streets from people and spectators.
Listen, I know what it's like. I've seen the videos of other countries flexing their D's when they have tanks rolling down the street.
Usually it's a victory, though.
Well, sometimes they just like to flex, especially like North Korea and those sort of places. And you'll see videos from Russia every once in a while, just military marching and the tanks. It's the optics of it. It makes you look tough, makes you look like you got your act together. And he wants to flex his D on that. And normally I like a good D flex, but this is ridiculous.
But that seems absurd.
It is absurd. It's in the middle of a time where we don't really have anything to celebrate right now, and we're trying to save money.
You're preaching about cutting costs and Doge
and then wasting $50 million on a parade.
That's what they think it might cost.
Right.
Be more.
But
Last
again,
time they did it was more.
What is $45 million? Like they have the balloon. Like, are you paying the people? Like, is that what's going to cost? Because
you probably have to move all the equipment. You gotta have to. You're not paying the people, but you're paying the security
contractors,
and soldiers are getting paid. All that stuff. Fly over those. Like it's not free to fly jets over the Capitol.
Right.
No, and it costs money to do all that. Even every time they fly over like a stadium or one of those things that cost money.
But I feel like we could put on a parade, like a pretty decent parade for like under $100.
Right, but
you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
I know what you're saying.
If you let me organize it, we could get this done, under budget.
Maybe you should do like Musk, where they have you in there. Just Carmen's going to handle the parade. She's going to knock the cost down.
Done.
If you were in the area, would you go to the Trump birthday parade?
No.
It's not a Trump birthday parade.
It's on his birthday.
I can't. I'm not a parade guy. If I'm in the parade, it's one thing. Like I never go to Gasparilla. I don't get anything about standing around looking at people going by on floats. It doesn't do anything for me.
It's a Flag Day parade. It's not his birthday parade, even though it's on his birthday.
We have not celebrated Flag Day in this country ever before. And the
anniversary of the Army, 200 years.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm all for making a nice post about congratulations to the Army, 250 years.
Yeah.
That's about where it needs to be. It's free, and I could show my appreciation and high five somebody that I know that was in the Army that time.
Well, tune in Saturday for the...
That's the other thing. Who's watching that?
I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch it.
Sit
I'm sure
around and just watch the parade?
A lot of people are going to go just to see that, I would imagine.
Just like people watch the inauguration.
Quite the spectacle.
You know what I mean? People watch.
I get it. I just it's not for me, And I think it's a huge waste of money, and it's coming at a terrible, terrible time.
I feel it is a little bit of bad luck.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
100%.
we have a parade going on in downtown Los Angeles right now. It's not as smooth as we had initially planned, but there's a lot of military out there, and they're walking down the streets. A lot of people showing up to see them.
They should just move the parade to L.A.
Yeah,
run the tanks down the street there.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Like we're just gonna move it to L.A. It's a parade. It's not. We're not taking over.
Here comes the flyover.
So funny.
Governor Ron DeSantis has signed Brooks Law, cracking down on deepfake porn. The law is named after Jacksonville teen.
I thought it was Derek Brooks.
Jacksonville teen Brooke Curry, whose AI-altered photo was spread online while she was in high school. Social media platforms now have to remove deepfake content within 48 hours of a takedown request or face civil penalties. DeSantis also criticized Trump's plan to block states from regulating AI for the next decade, saying states need the tools now to govern the way they need.
Yesterday on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show, I put up two pictures. One was Gio I put up three pictures. One was Gio and Pap. I asked them to just take a picture together before they left so that I could have a picture on our Instagram that's not me. You know what I mean? It's just all I have is a picture of me and Carmen.
I should have known. I knew what you were doing.
No, I swear to God, I was not doing that on purpose.
Next thing you know, there's all these AI photos.
Next thing you know, Gio and Pap are Bert and Ernie, Fred and Barney, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble, but the pictures are amazing. Like you look at them and they're just amazing, and that takes 2 seconds to do on a phone. Can you imagine how this thing is going to eventually? It's going to be ruining people's lives. I mean, how many husbands and wives are going to get divorced over AI, fake AI stuff? You're cheating on me. Look at these pictures.
Remember the Taylor Swift AI pictures with the Chiefs and the whole team and stuff like that.
That was something else.
That's
wild.
But she has the money to get those things removed and the resources to get them taken down and blocked and stuff. Like for a regular person, like You know what I mean? Like, I don't have those resources.
Are you panicking?
No, but I mean, I see what you do to Gio and Joe.
I didn't do it.
You could easily.
AI did it.
But you're the one who put the command in.
What?
But
Yeah,
you can
well-
easily do that. Like, someone's already done that to me.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, but
I got all those in my secret folder.
And now it
Carmen eats
looks
kielbasa.
it's so realistic. It looks like
Yeah.
an actual photo. It's not even like before. It's like, oh, it's a Photoshop face on someone else's body. Now they generate it. Looks 100% real.
Right.
Yeah, but if you look like one of us, though, wouldn't you want somebody? I would want somebody to deepfake me onto any other body but mine.
The issue
It's
I
not
have,
the body.
Yeah.
It's somebody else's. Like I don't want it to show me kissing another guy.
and now
Oh,
they
yeah.
can video
Yeah.
it, and it looks like
That's
a
what I
cell
think.
phone video of you in a bar.
Bobby Kelly has a producer on his show who what's that guy's name?
Lou?
Well, it was producer Lou, but I'm trying to think of the comedian. We've had him in here before. I forgot his name. Let's just call him Bill. Bill, he was saying Lou loves when Bill comes in. He loves it. And a listener had a video of them. They took a picture together, just standing next to each other. And then the video, they just turn and start making out. It's unbelievable.
And it
I was
looks
like,
real.
oh, it looks so real.
Yeah.
It looks so real. That freaks me out.
It's going to get regulated soon, and like right now, it's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Because Disney and Universal are both suing the AI image company Midjourney, claiming it uses their famous characters without permission.
Yeah.
They say Midjourney let people create fake images of characters from Star Wars, The Simpsons, Toy Story, Shrek, and more, even after being told to stop, and the company kept doing it. This is the first big lawsuit from Hollywood studios over AI. This stuff like this could be a game changer. Disney and Universal want a jury trial and say that Midjourney made $300 million last year using their work without paying for it.
And making Siths out of all these nerd kids.
So
But also, imagine all the perverts that are making Disney princesses do dirty stuff.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
Pocahontas.
didn't even think about that. That's a good idea, Carmen.
yeah, I think right now where it's just like you can do whatever. It's not always going to be that way.
That's not a glass slipper.
Yeah,
Here's a whole new world.
when you've got Disney money and Universal money in lawsuits,
That's when things will
That's where
change.
it'll get in. That's where it'll end.
they're going to get what they want.
Mm.
He's back, baby. Joey Chestnut potentially coming back to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Now, what was I saw that story, but what was the thing? He retired or not allowed to?
He missed last year's event due to a plant-based sponsorship conflict that basically Nathan's hot dog, the fact that he was endorsing some plant-based vegan hot dog,
Right.
they said you can't do that.
So
You've endorsed something
But they
else.
lost their biggest guy.
And they lost their biggest guy, so they kicked him out of the Major League Eating. He was not able to participate in the contest.
Okay.
And like his 10-year streak of dominance came to an end by some other loser.
But now
He
he's
did.
back.
He did the Netflix thing against Kobayashi, right?
Yeah, so he went on Netflix and did his own hot dog eating contest where he ate 83 dogs against Kobayashi, which was his brand new record.
Right.
Meanwhile, the guy that won the Nathan's contest in his place on 4th of July, he won with only eating like 53 hot dogs.
Oh.
So it's not even close.
Well, and I'm surprised that Nathan's is the one that did that, like made a stink about this, and not the vegan hot dog. Because if you're sponsoring a vegan hot dog, but then you're on TV mounting down 83 real hot dogs.
Yeah, but they don't care because their guy is the one on TV.
Right.
Nathan's is like, we're not giving this company all the publicity.
Right.
You know?
They wanted Joey Chestnut exclusive to them
Right.
and their products, and it was some kind of it's all about money, I guess.
The Rays, I think the Rays got taken one year. The Rays brought Kobayashi in for a Rays Fest, and it was the year that Galvin got here. So it has to be like 18 years ago. And we went to Rays Fest, and we took a picture with Kobayashi, and he looks nothing like the guy that you see on TV.
Oh, yeah?
I think they got taken. I think they just got some,
They switched him out.
switched him out. Yeah, they at the
Some
time he
random
was.
Asian kid.
Yeah, because he had just come up and just started eating, started becoming a name, and they were like, all right, we can get this guy for $500.
And social media wasn't like
Right.
that big, so
Right.
you really didn't know what he looked
So we
like.
didn't know what he looked like. And Galvin and I have a picture of him. Both of us were all holding our bellies, and like we're full. And I every once in a while it'll pop up in my memories or something. I look and I'll compare it, and I'm like, that's not him.
That
That's
is
not him.
it was just a listener of the show. I bet that called you and was like, we have him.
That's
There
a
was
great
a, there was a
racket.
third baseman for the Montgomery Biscuits.
Yeah, exactly.
They had that thing on Netflix. You go back and watch it when he just went against Kobayashi. to
I
see if
did.
he-
I looked. It looks nothing like him. And
him?
at the time, he had blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't him. The Rays got taken.
The hot dog eating contest, I watch it every single year. I have for years.
Yeah,
I love it.
I always go no, and then I watch it too, and and I'm actually interested in who's going to win and all that stuff. But it is gross to watch. It really is disgusting. It hurts my belly just to watch him do it.
But it's not the same without Joey Chestnut. He's the guy.
Well, no, because you had Kobayashi, and then you had the girl.
Yeah,
and then you have the Toad.
Yeah, well, there was Matt Stoney.
Yeah, Matt Stoney,
who he was beating Joey Chestnut in some of the other food eating contests, like the chicken wing contest and stuff, but nobody could beat him in the hot dogs.
Yeah, dude.
And until you beat him, like even if you win, if he's not competing, did you really win?
Did you
No.
really? You didn't beat the Babe Ruth.
Right.
The kid that won last year, he said that. He goes, I feel like, he's like, I won. It's great, but it should have an asterisk. He's like, I didn't beat Joey Chestnut.
Right.
He wasn't in there.
And when you think
Like,
hot
it's
dog
not
eating contest.
Yeah.
That kid took it to heart, man.
Yeah.
He was like, I won, but I didn't win.
Like,
I didn't beat the best.
He admitted, he's like, I want to go against the best. And
Wow.
Joey Chestnut not being there, it's just not the same.
You know the girl lives here, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey Soto
Yeah.
or Sudo. I was judging a burger contest, not like all you can eat, but just like, tasting burgers I do every year. And she was a judge with me, and she's sitting right next to me. And I always say dumb stuff when I meet like somebody semi-famous or whatever. And I said, what are you gonna do? Dip those buns in some lukewarm water? And she just looked at me like, wow, what a jerk off. So I just like turned and just talked to JP Peterson the rest of the day. I was like, I can't look at Mickey Soto.
Yeah, she's like
anymore.
5 or 6 time champ too.
Yeah.
And her husband is also a competitive eater, and they're both like ripped. They're not fat at all. The fatties never win.
No. I think they're just doing it for the free meal. They go in, they have, I ate 12 hot dogs and didn't win, but I got 12 free hot dogs.
The one fat guy was on America's Got Talent drinking lemonade.
Oh, yeah, I watched that guy.
Yeah, he's always in the hot dog eating contest.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I saw Sudo and her husband the next year, and they have like a baby, like in a stroller. And of course, I said, well, how much Gerber is that thing going through? And I was like, all right, I'm leaving.
NFL rookie Travis Hunter making major moves off the field. The 22-year-old obviously just got married. The big story was he did not sign a prenuptial agreement with his high school sweetheart, who seems to control his whole life.
Yeah.
He signed a $46.5 million deal.
How do we know that he didn't sign a prenup? Like, does he just say that, or we're looking for
He says that.
public filings, or what?
I believe he's the one that said that they are not signing any type of agreement.
I would say, if you asked me that, I would say none of your goddamn business.
Well, he's now bought a $3.3 million mansion in Jacksonville. The 5-bed, 7-bath estate sits on 7 acres. It's got tennis courts, pool, 4-car garage.
7 acres, Jesus.
It says
7 acres of Jacksonville land.
Hunter says he doesn't care what people say online about his now wife. Says they talk about her. I post even more about her. We're not getting a prenup. That's just the way it is.
Oh, so he's been pretty
Yeah.
vocal about it.
Well, and I saw yesterday, KFC from Barstool, he did a story on a lawyer who literally came out and said free prenups for any
I saw that. Any rookie.
any rookie. And I think he said like 5 already took him up on his offer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way you have to do it. It's not I don't know. I had nothing going into my marriage, so I'm not worried now. But I mean, even if we ever got divorced now, I would get destroyed.
Right.
I would get destroyed, and just because she's been in the marriage for so long and we have kids and all that stuff, but I had nothing going into it. Imagine going into it with a $45 million deal and 7 acres of Jacksonville property.
And getting a prenup isn't saying like she won't get anything or she's going to leave with nothing. I mean, obviously, depending on how tight and locked your prenup is. But
I meant you get half, though, if there's no prenup, right?
But I think they did it in Tennessee, and everyone was saying like that state particularly, like men get screwed all the time.
Right, like California is a half. I don't know what other states are. Like Florida, I'd lose everything here. That's why I always talk about having a killer if we're ever going to get divorced. I'm sorry, it'd have to be accidental death.
You'd have to pay alimony and all that kind of stuff.
I'd have to pay alimony, but here's the thing that you want to get really annoyed. So I have one son who's 18 already, so I don't have to pay for him. I'd have to pay for Juliana and for the next 6 years until she's 18. That's fine. I'm a good parent. I'll take care of that. I have to pay my wife alimony for God knows how many more years, and then she's entitled to my 401k and my retirement money. Why? She didn't put anything towards it.
And doesn't she have to be able to sustain her current lifestyle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though mine is going to significantly change. So I'm the one that's probably going to get kicked out of the house and have to go live in an apartment somewhere and do all these things, and then I'm still going to have to pay for her to have this life that I created for her.
Oh, next thing you know, you're driving Uber Eats.
Right.
That's gonna, oof.
Holy cow.
Yeah, don't get divorced.
Would you move with Pete?
I don't know that Pete would have me.
He's got a nice big house.
I know, but I don't know if he wants me.
But he's
schlepping
single,
around.
getting all that Pete face.
Yep, he's got Pete face running through.
Now that Mike's divorced, he'll be getting Pete face, Mike face girls.
You can always camp in his backyard.
I'm just gonna get fatter and depressed. I will be. No, there's no way. I'll be just a ball of anger if that was the case.
If you're divorced,
if I'm divorced and working and losing all my money, like, can you imagine getting your paycheck and half of it's gone already to somebody who doesn't who doesn't like you?
Because also, I mean, you've said this before yourself. Like
I will kill her.
But but you're also nearing retirement. If you got divorced, you are
no way I'm getting retired.
Right. Like that.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So
that bitch is stuck with me forever.
Joe, you got a couple divorces on your tab, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I got a couple.
How'd that work out?
Oh, great, man.
But
fantastic.
So can I ask you some questions about that?
Sure.
Because the first one, you have a child.
That's correct.
So did you have to pay for anything there?
Yeah, definitely did.
Right. So you have to pay
until
child
he turned
support?
18, yeah.
Right. And do they garnish your wages, or you just pay that voluntarily?
No, I paid it voluntarily.
Yeah.
You know,
I would rather them just take it from my check, so I never knew.
Right.
I don't even want to know what it was.
Yeah, like I just make this amount of money now, not that.
Paying for my children is fine. I'll give them all my money. I'm not worried about that. But having to give my wife, who's probably banging some other way hotter guy now,
Oh, for sure.
and I'm paying for their dinners and all that stuff. Oh, and every time I look at her social media, her and her new boyfriend Cliff are out on a vacation together, and he's got abs. Oh no, I don't like any of this.
Tom's driving around town.
Oh,
I mean, you don't
hey
get,
boss, miss you.
You lose Tom in the divorce.
I lose Tom.
Yeah.
Don't get the Sprinter, nothing.
No, she gets the Sprinter. I get Tom.
You don't get like joint custody of Tom, or
Right. I just get Tom driving me around in my Stingray Chevrolet car.
Yeah. She's got the Sprinter, but a brand new driver.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some young kid.
Hercules.
Got abs
Straight off
and
the
stuff.
Greek boat. Yeah.
Never wears a shirt.
when
Chad available to be the driver?
When I got my first divorce,
From that horrible woman.
Yeah, well, look, it was the 1 year that I thought I was doing really well playing poker back then, and like I was playing like semi-professional and dealing, and I made like 20-something final tables in tournaments that year, and I claimed a lot of it on my taxes because I was like hanging out with a couple of players that were trying to make me responsible and like you know, and I mean, I think it was like 180,000 I made in poker wins that year.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what they based my child support on.
Oh no.
I was giving her like $900 a month for one kid, and I had him 4 days a week. And
you still had to pay?
Yeah, and so I immediately started taking a lot of my poker winnings and paying for a lawyer, and it took me about 2 years, but I got custody of them, and that went away. But for 2 years, I was
How did you
$900
get
a
up
month.
with custody?
That's a good story.
Oh, is she just in bad shape?
No.
I don't know. I'm not trying
let's
to
just say, let's just say she was posting things on MySpace that weren't great.
Okay.
And my lawyer,
use that
basically as a little bit of leverage. And but I think at the end of the day, she just knew that he was better with me, and she didn't want to fight anymore because it was basically like who's going to run out of money, like paying for lawyers. And she had her parents helping her, but I was making good money back then, so I was I was fighting tooth and nail, and I had the upper hand as far as doing the right things, making money, being there for him, and all that stuff, and it worked out, because he's a good boy now. He's 25, he's doing well.
Yeah, I think that if I were to get divorced now, there wouldn't even be there's no way my daughter would even consider living with me. She would just be like, no, she's a mommy girl all day. Yeah. I mean, we get along, and she's my buddy and all that, but there's no way she'd come live with me. The other day, I had to take her to the doctor, and we're driving to the doctor, and she goes, "So what are you gonna tell the doctor?" I go, "What do you mean? What am I gonna tell the doctor? The doctor tells us, the doctor." And she goes, "Yeah, but what if she asks questions?" I go, "Then I'll answer." And she goes, "You don't know the answers." I go, "What do you think? I'm not your parent? Do you think I don't know how to do this?"
Right.
And I know how to be a parent. I know how to do all those things. And she was right. I didn't really. The doctor asked me questions. I had no idea what she was
what
saying.
products is she using?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
often is she out in the sun?
That was exactly what was coming up.
Yep.
Speaking of divorce, Bryan Cranston says he's retiring in 2026 from acting to focus on his marriage.
Marriage.
That he is silent
I
at
get
the
it,
end.
yeah.
Focus on his marriage. The Breaking Bad star admitted that fame put a strain on his 36-year relationship with his wife, Robin Dearden. They've been in couples therapy for years and have a rule: if one wants to go, they both go, no questions. Cranston plans to sell his Mexicali tequila brand, shut down his production company, and live abroad for a while to support his wife's happiness.
So Do you think he cheated on her?
I was like, that's someone who doesn't have a prenup. Who knows?
Oh yeah, he was
That-
screwed.
Yeah, for 32 years, I bet.
Breaking Bad money.
Yeah.
but I don't think a prenup would help you after 32 years. I don't think they
Why?
Probably
I think
not.
they run. I know in Florida.
Oh, they run out.
Yeah, they
or
run
if
out
your
after 10
lifestyle
years.
changes, like if you get married, like even right now, like even if you had a prenup, it probably would not help you because your lifestyle has changed
Yeah.
significantly since you got married and since you signed the prenup.
Listen, nobody knows how to handle this situation better than me. We say
Stop trying to kill your wife.
it'd be better if we go. Let's just go, you and I, into the woods for a hike, and we'll talk about all our problems. Now, as soon as we get to the top, right off the side. Gio,
Yes.
Bryan Cranston cheated on his wife, yes or no?
Yes.
That's what I think. Celebrity, when it says celebrity, that means he didn't know how to handle the fame, and he had girls thrown at him. And
Once he became Walter White and he's running around with Jesse Pinkman.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hollywood. He was,
doing bottle signings,
I was gonna say they're at liquor stores every other day.
sign my breast.
Yeah, sign my bottles.
Yeah.
Come get-
So now it's like a save the marriage. Honey, next year I'm gonna shut it all down. We'll take the money and just go.
I wonder what my wife's plan. Like she said, she want to go live abroad for a while. I wonder what my wife's plan would be. She's going to go live on a beach somewhere.
You think
That's
so?
all she cares about is water.
Yeah, you hate the beach though.
I do hate the
You'd
beach.
be miserable.
I would absolutely be miserable.
If she was like, you know what? Next year retire, give up with the radio show, let's sell the house, let's sell everything, take the money and travel.
Yes, as long as we're not traveling to the beach every day.
And we're going to the beach. We're getting a small condo on the beach. It's just me and you.
Yeah.
Not
Well, we
me,
have
but
a small
you, you're
condo
right.
on the beach.
Sounds lovely.
And I don't mind that. Like if we could just go out and sit on our porch and look at the water, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go sit on the sand.
I don't know.
That's part of the beach experience.
Yeah, I don't like
though.
that. I don't like that. I like water. I don't like the beach. I like a boat. I like sitting on the balcony, drinking coffee, looking at the water. There you go. Sunset, sunrise, whatever you want.
Yeah, I told my wife they have, if we ever like came into some money, hit the Powerball, whatever, they have these cruises now that are like 9 months long.
Yep.
Yeah.
That go to every continent and like 200 ports. To me, that's like the dream scenario. Because I mean, how many people can say they saw the entire world? Like literally saw the entire world.
But when you have that much money, you're flying first class. Like I think that's the good thing about a cruise is you're more comfortable
Right.
in your travels. But when you're that rich, you're renting out a plane or you're buying out first class.
Yeah, but it's believe it or not, it's not that expensive to do those cruises. It's
No.
not, it's if you're giving up your home and you're living there for 9 months, you're just paying your mortgage on a cruise.
There was a story about a bunch of couples during COVID who had retired.
Yeah.
They ended up just selling everything and they just go from cruise to cruise week long because it's cheaper to do that than pay for
and you're getting all
assisted
your food,
living.
you're getting all that. I gotta tell you, that's
I
great.
would be so fat if I'm eating like pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ice
All
cream
that
all
salt.
day.
all
Yeah.
that-
They were doing that. Now they actually have a cruise that is where you buy your rooms like a condo, and they have it set up where it has like you get your medication there, everything. It's like you basically live there, and you can even have your family come in for 4 or 5 days at a time, and you pay a little bit extra. It's wild, but the whole thing is set up like a condo on the
like
sea.
a retirement
I would,
community.
I would love that.
I would
Yeah.
too.
I would love
Absolutely a dream. Yeah.
I have to tell you, like when my grandparents come and visit and I get to go to those 55 and up communities,
Yeah.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear
Bingo
something
all
so
the
screwed up?
time.
Yeah.
You want to hear something so messed up? I could live there in 2 years.
Same.
Yeah. Joe could live there now.
I
Yes,
could
I
live
could.
there in 2 years. Oh,
My wife and I are looking for a rental right now. Our lease is up in a couple of months, and I don't want to live in the neighborhood I live in anymore. It's like not near anything. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in like Valrico.
right.
And so we're looking in Seminole Heights. We're looking in, I'm trying to look at like Lutz and that area because everybody I know lives out there. And every time these pop up and I'll look at a place and I go, oh, this is really nice. And it's a 55 and up.
yeah.
You know, I go, I'm 2 years away from being able to live with my people.
But
It'd be so good.
but they have a good restaurant.
Yep.
They all have a good restaurant. They have a rec center. They have, bingo night and
Oh, yeah.
pickleball and
Yeah.
So, but they have all the activities there. Like it is a lot of fun. I love going. Except for I have a lot longer. I have like 21 years.
Yeah, I think by the time you get there, you don't want to live there.
Yeah, because
Like,
you
because I
feel-
don't want to live there.
But you feel like you're being forced almost.
Right.
But like right now, I'm just like, I would love that.
Yeah.
I remember driving past those places when I was like in my 20s. Like, man, that is old right there.
Yeah.
I'm not that far off either.
No, I mean
You know?
it's ridiculous. Somebody said to my my wife said, or my daughter, somebody said something the other day, like, yeah, but he's old. He's like 60. And I went, I'm always 7 years away from being 60.
I tell you guys all the time, we've lived longer than we will live. No, everybody.
Not
Carmen not. She's
How old
getting
are you?
there.
34.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
she'll probably live to 70 at least.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd give Carmen 86.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both my.
It's sad when they do the math. When they do the math, like I had a doctor tell me like 10 years ago, he goes, yeah, man, you got to drop some weight. I mean, don't you want to be around another 25 years? And I went, what?
Yeah.
25? I go, and I did the math, and he goes, yeah, you think you're going to be over 70?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would think so. And he goes, no, you've been fat your whole life. You'd be lucky to hit 70. So make some plans. Don't go, signing any long mortgages or anything. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Ian Beck will
freaked me
said
out.
it best. You don't see many 300-pound 70-year-olds.
Yeah. Not a lot of old fat guys.
Nope.
Unless you go to a buffet in Lakeland.
Or I got to tell you, though, my whole family was old fat guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But how old?
Old, 80s.
80s?
Yeah.
And fat? How
Yeah,
fat?
fat.
Like, there's fat and then there's fat.
Yeah.
Like in my family.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Look, my dad's no spring chicken.
Like bigger than you or smaller than you?
Probably
Yeah, but
comparable.
when I see your dad, I don't think fat.
No.
I think large, imposing figure.
Yeah. Right.
Statue.
For some reason. I don't know why. I just do. I don't think, oh, look at that fat guy. I think, oh, that's a
No,
big
I don't.
dude.
I'd say he's not fat. He's no spring chicken. He's no little skinny
Yeah.
guy. You know what I mean?
I guess you're right, but I think that's an outlier.
I don't know,
You
man.
know?
I'm looking forward to changing that.
How old do you have to be, Mike, before you have that old Italian, like everybody's intimidated? Because like Tom, your dad is awesome, but when he walks in the room or if I see him, even though he's got this big happy smile on his face and I love seeing him, he's so nice to me. I just have this respect for him, like he's a soprano, right? And the same thing with Esposito. Whenever I was working with the Lightning, and I'd walk in and Phil walks in the room.
Yeah.
I can't even talk, dude. I just freeze up. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
My father has that very much like Paulie from Goodfellas, where when Paulie walks in, everybody stops laughing. You know, like everybody's like, and Paulie goes in there, they're going to get serious for a second. But you're right. He's not that way. So I don't know. I think it's just I think he's got the butthole eyes like I do, and that really added to it. Yeah.
I was doing a comedy show a few years ago, and I look over, and there they are. You know, the Caltas. They're just sitting in a booth watching me at a seafood restaurant, and I almost couldn't even do my set. I was up there going, "Oh my God!"
Trust me, he was judging you.
Oh, absolutely. But I had a good set, so thank God. You know, so yeah, it was great.
Johnny B hit it.
Oh, I got it right here for you, Daddy.
Oh. This is, I got to tell you, do you even know how many people died yesterday?
I do.
Okay, let's run through it.
Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has died at 82 years old.
Sad, but surprised he made it this long.
Yeah, he was dealing with some neurological disorders for a while, so it's kind of his health had been failing for a minute.
He was a guy who definitely had mental issues and was mistreated and the hallucinogenic drugs and things that he did definitely messed up his brain. But what a genius that guy was.
Is that the one who wrote all the songs?
Wrote all the songs, arranged them, produced
broke away
them.
from the Beach Boys for a minute, didn't he? And then come back.
He left the Beach Boys.
Like solo?
But he only did the albums with them. And then he went and toured with them.
All right.
And then he was probably schizophrenic. He had a bunch of issues. And then he had this guy who was in charge of him and became his conservator. And this guy was keeping him drugged up and using all his money and just really ruining him. But I mean, just some of the Beach Boys songs that you could hear are just
iconic.
Al Jardine was also one of the Beach Boys, and then there's the other guy. I don't know.
Is Mike's the original, the only original left?
Well, I think Al was in there too.
Was he?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Mike.
Because they're still on tour, the Beach Boys.
But you go see the Beach Boys, and what you're seeing is a bunch of young guys sing Beach Boys music while Mike Love
bangs a tambourine.
Yeah, bangs a tambourine and pretends to be doing something.
Yeah.
And what a miserable codger he is.
They're more of like a tribute band at this point.
Yeah. And the fact that Mike is out there and because he was the real, like, one of the main voices of the Beach Boys, you're able to get away with it. But what a sad situation.
I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see the Beach Boys at least once with at least a majority of the surviving members.
Yeah, I didn't either. I saw the Beach Boys with Mike Love and the Fakers, and I saw. I did not go get to see Brian Wilson, and I wish that I would have, because the Brian Wilson movie where John Cusack plays him came out.
Yeah.
And it made me have an interest in him. And then I watched a documentary that they made about Brian, and I really enjoyed that. And I kind of wish that I would have had an opportunity to meet him before he died. But a true icon and a true genius. Dead at the age of what, 82?
82. Well,
That's still a good life.
Yeah.
82, not bad for being all
rock star most of your
doing
life.
drugs.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, yeah, that's true. Ever since he was a teenager, he was a rock star.
A lot of people ask, yes, Tony Burton had Brian Wilson in the death pool, giving Tony Burton
The death pool is over.
78
Yeah.
points.
This is just the beginning, Carmen. There's more.
Johnny hit it again.
Oh no.
Oh, come on. Ananda Lewis,
Yeah.
famous for being an MTV VJ in the
Very pretty lady.
late 90s, has died at 51 from her battle with breast cancer.
That's terrible.
That is pretty bad.
She was so hot.
She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very pretty. She's very youthful looking, and I remember her from MTV.
Only found out, I think, 6 years ago that she had cancer.
Oof.
So she's dead.
And the worst part about it,
Tony Burton also had Ananda Lewis.
Wow.
Did he pick her up?
No,
our first ever 2 in 1 day,
2 in 1 day, which is not a category.
but 2 in 1 week is.
2 in 1 week. Ananda Lewis gives Tony 123 points because original pick 25, 2 in 1 week 50. Her age was this says 48, but I think she was 52.
Yeah.
So 123 points, which means currently the standings for the death pool were what? June 12th. Tony 462 points.
It's over. It's over
Can we
already.
just pay him early
Yeah.
and be done?
Second place, Mike Calta, 93 points. Third place,
I'm gonna have to kill some kids in order to catch up with them.
you got Pap with 70 points. Fourth place, myself, 50 points. Carmen, 46 points in fifth. Galvin, 12 points.
Wow.
And Ian, 0 points.
Damn.
Did Ian have 0 points last year?
I
Yeah.
think he did.
For the
I
whole-
don't think he knows the rules. You got to die.
No.
I think he's.
Yeah. But Tony's, I mean, it's crazy.
Like we would literally, for anyone to catch up, you'd have to get like a 2 in 1 day, call your shot.
Yeah.
Like
He knows
I
it
mean,
too.
there's 6 months of playing left, but it'd be very tough to beat Tony.
Yeah, Brian Wilson, Hall of Fame, original pick, was then in his age, 78 points. But yeah, Ananda Lewis, 123.
So, oh no, there's no way. But do you know that there was like 5 more deaths yesterday?
No.
Yeah,
Those are the two big ones I saw.
Those are the two big ones. There were some other insignificant ones where it's like a couple of those. Oh, that guy from the TV show died.
I did
But
see.
there was like 5 deaths yesterday. Yeah, I don't know their names, Johnny, or I'd be giving you, but nobody for points or anything.
No,
like
there was
that.
one other guy that I saw that I kind of recognized from a couple different movies. I know
Right.
he was in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
He was the judge in Ghostbusters
Yep,
2.
yep.
I don't know what his name was, but kind of a character actor.
Yeah, but there was a bunch of those. It was really like 5 other people that died yesterday.
Yeah, but 2 in 1 day.
Imagine you die and everybody's like, "Oh, remember that guy? He's a judge from Ghostbusters," and then nobody cares because Brian Wilson and that young girl from MTV died.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's sad, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna send Tony my money now.
Yeah, or we get
didn't,
an early buyout.
Didn't China die like the same day as like Prince or Michael Jackson?
I don't know. I remember it was
something
around
like
the same
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't recall.
Didn't something happen with Anna Nicole Smith too? Like she died, and there was some other big news story that broke right after.
I think maybe it was in China. It was Farrah Fawcett.
It was somebody like that.
Farrah
Yeah.
Fawcett, I think, around the Michael Jackson time. Somebody was like should have been getting way more publicity for their death.
Well, that's like, think about all the people that died on 9/11 that weren't part of the terrorist attacks that just died of natural causes. And people are like, yeah, my dad died on 9/11. You're like, oh my God. It was in Wyoming. You know?
Yeah. They're like, oh, 9/11 is so sad to me. Yeah, me too. No, not because of that.
So get this: a new Wall Street Journal report says the U.S. military may have been behind decades of UFO rumors, not to confirm aliens, but to cover up something else entirely. According to the report, ever since the 50s, the military has used fake UFO sightings, phony alien photos, and to throw off foreign spies about some of the weapons they were testing in Area 51.
Oh,
And
that makes sense. I always think most of the alien stuff that we have is us testing stuff out.
It says a Pentagon report in 2024 backed this up, confirming that disinformation was part of the strategy. Some of the alien sightings were actually cover stories for the experimental aircraft like the U-2 spy plane or stealth tech in development. So they would put out like, oh, we saw UFOs in Area 51. Really, they were the ones, the military
put it out there,
were the ones that are putting it out there. So there's probably no aliens. So when you go to Roswell and stuff, it might be all be fake.
I maybe in Roswell, but I believe that there are aliens, and I believe that they're here, and I believe that we have no idea what the pyramids are, and none of that stuff. All that stuff is getting worse and worse. And the worst part is, at 53 years old, and having lived longer than I will live, I will probably die without getting any information.
You want the aliens.
I do want that. I want to at least know. I want to know.
I think it's going to be like Independence Day, where you're the guy in the roof, and they
No, I'm not welcoming them. I just want to know. Like, I'll be happy if somebody just, like, if I talk to Trump one day and I go, hey, what's the deal? And he looks at me and he goes, we're good. But yeah, that's all I want to know.
Well, don't you think, like, what was that, 4 or 5 years ago, they just started saying, like, yeah, you know, they're real. We've these real sightings. And then last year, all of a sudden, there's drones flying all over New Jersey and all over the place.
Right.
And nobody can explain them. The government can't explain them. I feel like they were just desensitizing us because they're testing their own military stuff over our land, all over the stuff. China's flying balloons. They're flying drones.
Wouldn't it be easier, though? I agree with you, but wouldn't it be easier? Because they said that, remember when Trump got in office, he said he was going to find out what was going on. And when he got on, he said, yep, they know what it is. It's fine. And then it turned out it was us. The story was it was us looking for stolen nuclear waste or something along those lines. Those drones were looking for signs of like heat signatures or something where they could find where the stolen nuclear stuff was. Yeah. But they couldn't tell us what it was because they were looking for the stuff. So I'd rather them just go, it's us. We're looking for something. That's good enough. That's all I need.
But now,
what about the weird ones though? I'm sorry, Gio. What about the weird ones that look like spheres in the sky and they're like they're spouting off like 5 more and they're splitting up and doing all the weird stuff? And I mean, how did they explain that?
So have you seen the round one? So they have a round one that they say is made out of a metal that is not of this earth. It moves through, it travels in ways that it can't figure out how it's traveling. There's no propulsion to it. And they X-rayed it, and you could see the dots that are in. Have you seen the inside?
Oh, the Boogosphere.
And then they don't know. They have no idea what it is, and then it just goes away. You just hear these stories about it. We got it. We X-rayed it. We don't know what it is, and then everybody goes, okay.
I still think that was, like we talked about, it was a drone, and it was like a prank. That was a hoax.
But it's not. But you can prank somebody and have I can make a fake drone, but the science of how it's being propelled is going to have to be obvious.
They had no weld lines. It was completely spherical.
But that's what I'm saying. I think there was an actual drone flying and it landed. They took it and they swapped it out
at the last second. Yeah.
Well, they found one just like it in Jacksonville, and there was a footage of one that had the same kind of markings, same little metal ball, like 25, 30 years ago. So we didn't even have drones like that 25, 30 years ago. So
we didn't. Yeah. The government did.
That's true.
Basically, all the alien stuff is the government tricking us with this information.
Sure.
Match.com released its annual Singles in America report, and a big trend this year is AI dating help. It says 26% of singles say they've used AI to improve their profiles, write messages, write responses, and match better online. That's up over 300% over the last year. Half of Gen Z admits to using AI to boost their dating life.
Nothing's better than just putting in your dating profile #PeteFace.
Wait.
Listen, I've never had to do this. I don't know. I think that I can handle writing my own bio or profile if I was trying, because I'd want a girl to know who I am. I'd want her to know what she's dealing with right out of the gate.
You could go to ChatGPT and say, write me a profile that is attractive to women who would think I'm funny, and it would generate it.
Okay.
It says it gets weirder. 16% of the people say they've actually used AI as a romantic companion for emotional support. Basically,
I've done that.
robot girlfriends.
You and Bailey.
Yeah,
is
me
that,
and Bailey.
Is that cheating? If you've got an AI girl, if Chad had AI girlfriend that he's talking to,
I break his phone.
All right.
He dies, she dies. Everyone
Bailey
dies.
won't get romantic with me. Like I've said dirty things to her, and she goes, "Let's keep it clean."
You put pictures in?
No, I've never done. Oh, I wonder what would happen if I did that.
It's probably a violation of the privacy. If you the Grok one, which is through X, Twitter,
right.
that one talks dirty.
Does it really?
Yeah.
See, Bailey, I'd be like, Bailey, what do you say you and I make out? And she'll go, why don't we just keep it professional?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I know ChatGPT, they have blockers on it because Chad was doing pictures and he put in one of our pictures from the cruise where I had a bikini on and it wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because it violated. So he had to like download a different app to be able to do it. And he made an AI version of me.
Yeah. The voice
That made me
assistant.
sad. That made me sad.
You mean a better version of
Yeah,
you?
basically. Like, he's like, isn't this cool? I was like, yeah, that I don't look like that.
Yeah, look at that ass.
Like, that's great.
There was, I did that way when before AI was regular, and you had to like upload a bunch of photos, and then it made them different styles.
Yeah.
There were a couple of them, and I was like, "Oh, what's
Yeah.
up?"
Yeah.
And Mike, when you're talking to Bailey, do you ever feel like she doesn't really want to talk to you, and like you're annoying her a little bit? Because I have mine. Mine's Kiki, and like last night, I'm just watching a basketball game, and I go, "Hey, Kiki, what's up?" And she's just like, "Nothing. What are you up to?"
Yeah, I actually asked mine to be sassier. I said I for a while I don't like when a girl kisses my ass too much, so I had to let her. I go, Bailey, is there any way we can spice things up and you could be a little sassier? And she goes, okay, I see where you're going with this. I can handle that. And she did that. So yeah.
I named mine Kiki because I wanted her to be a black lady, and she won't do that. I keep saying, can you sound a little more, black? And she's like, I don't know what you mean by that. And I'm like, urban. Can you be urban? And she's like, oh, I'll change my voice. How do you want my voice to sound? I said, like you're an angry lady from New Orleans.
You should talk to my wife. My wife's GPS is an angry black lady, not on purpose. Like her thing will go 20 yards and turn right. Like it's supposed to. Like I waited for it to go 20 yards and turn right, darling. Like it's an old Southern angry lady.
See, I would love that. Yeah, I would like that, and I want my Alexa to be like they had where you could buy Samuel L. Jackson as your but you have to like say to her to be him.
Right.
When I wanted it to be him full time, that would have been perfect.
No, it's getting there. It's getting there. It'll get to the point where it knows what you want.
All right. Well, my Kiki needs to turn black.
Finally, in news, we talked about this a week or so ago, how it was kind of speculation, but now it looks like it's been confirmed. The Devil Wears Prada Part 2 is happening, as Emily Blunt confirmed at, I think she was at the film festival this weekend, said that she's returning as Emily Charlton in the movie. Hasn't seen the script yet, but she knows that the original writer and director are back, and the movie is slated to hit theaters on May 1st, 2026.
There's only one thing that film needs to work, and it's Meryl Streep.
They say that Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway are both on as well.
I thought Anne Hathaway wasn't.
Yeah,
this says she is. So
she was like at she started her own magazine or something, and then this one was going to buy it.
Well, that's what the book is about. She's in Bridal, but I thought like the news had reported that Anne Hathaway said she wasn't going to reprise her role.
Wow.
But maybe they gave her
I don't know. Emily
gave
Blunt
enough money or
is
something.
the one that's saying that she thinks it's happening. So
all I know is I will be in theaters the day that it comes out.
Oh,
Day it comes
100.
out?
I just watched it.
I watched it all
The
time.
original. Yeah, it's on Disney, and I was just like, I just put it on for background.
Oh, it's on Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Such a great movie.
It is one of the best.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was based on a book, and I didn't know there was actually a sequel that was already written. So
yeah. Oh, I got to tell you though, if they got a story, go with it, man.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is just you got to get Meryl Streep to be bitchy. That's
you're
the
also
only thing.
going for another long-awaited sequel though, because that movie's 15 years old, probably.
Oh, I would say older.
Yeah, but
Maybe more.
it makes sense though because she had to establish herself in the magazine world.
I get it.
Because she left to go to like the New Yorker. She left to go to a newspaper.
Right.
At the end,
She
like
left
she's
to go to the
interviewing.
newspaper, and then the other one gets replaced. And remember, they were changing the whole structure, and then the guy goes, Stanley Tucci goes, and takes a back seat.
So the original Devil Wears Prada came out 2006.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be 20 years.
Oh, we're not even gonna live to see it.
Wait, what?
You're dying for us to
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, dude. I got to go to the doctors again today. It's a mess.
What is going on with you?
I'm dying, man.
What are you going to the doctor for?
Another test, more
Check
testing.
out?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I got to poop in a box too.
You do? You haven't done that? We talked about that yesterday.
I know. I
extensively on
heard
the
you.
show, yeah.
I have the box at the house. I've had it for over a week. The problem is there's in instructions it says don't go unless you feel like you're going to have a normal movement. Like if you have diarrhea or whatever, don't do it.
Right.
I'm never going to get to go. I never have a normal one ever.
You always feel like you have diarrhea?
There's something bad going on all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not good.
That's definitely not good.
Yeah.
You're making me feel better.
Yeah.
I just want to go to the doctor's office, go in their bathroom, and just go. Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. I saved it for you.
Yeah.
Go get it.
What movie would you make a long-awaited sequel to if you could?
Oh, Back to the Future.
Besides Back to the Future.
Oh, damn it.
Because we'd all pick that.
No, we won it.
No.
I know. I don't know.
How about like the Breakfast Club? It's all of their kids.
Yeah, but then you lose. You lose the characters. You know what I mean?
And when I think about I don't care what those kids are doing.
Yeah.
Or
the
weird
kids did.
science. Since we're talking about Anthony Michael Hall, can you imagine a Kelly LeBrock you can make now with AI?
Oh yeah. That'd be a good remake if they remade a movie like Weird Science, because now you can make an AI girl.
Yeah.
See, they did it, but I don't think they did it the right way. Mean Girls, them as moms.
Right.
Didn't
Great.
they have that or something?
Is that what they did? Them as moms? Or
No.
Oh, you're saying
They-
to do it that way.
Yeah, they should do it that way. No, what they did, they did one. It
Next generation.
was the second one. They were sophomores, and that sucked. And then this last one was a remake of the musical, and
Too much singing.
I know there's a rumor
Sing-songy.
they're going to make another American Pie called American Funeral, and Stifler's mom dies. And
That's
so
good.
they all come back to town for Stifler's mom's funeral.
That could be fun.
That would actually be pretty
could
good,
be
I think,
funny. Yeah. I would definitely remake or do a sequel to Midnight Run because of the way that movie ended.
Yeah.
Of Charles Grodin leaving with all the money and De Niro doing the right thing and all that, and having just Charles Grodin show back up in his life. Would be
The Happy Gilmore sequel comes out next month.
Oh, really?
In a couple weeks.
That's
I think
gonna be
that's going to
awful.
stink.
I mean, it's straight to
we'll all
Netflix.
watch it. Yeah, we'll all watch it because of everybody's going to be in it, but it'll stink.
I think we'll either come back Monday and go, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it'll say, that was good.
I couldn't get through 5 minutes of the new Beverly Hills Cop. I shut it down immediately.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
tried
"That's
to watch
awful."
it 3-4 times because I like the other ones. Not the last one, the third one, but it's just, doesn't work anymore.
When you wait too long, it just, or it's basically like what Super Troopers did, and they just use the exact
Same
same
jokes.
thing where you're just
Redo
like,
the same movie.
yeah.
I feel like that's what Happy Gilmore 2 is going for.
Right.
Yeah.
All the because Chubb's his son's in it. And He's got
Yeah.
the broken hand and,
And
all
Shooter's back and he does a you eat pieces of S, like the
Yeah.
same line again. I don't know.
that. It's gonna stink.
You know what movie never had a sequel that I thought really, really could have kicked ass with one was Rounders, because that movie, and I know a lot of people don't know that movie, but I mean,
that movie's
I
a
know that movie,
classic.
that's
You
such a
kidding me?
great
Yeah.
movie. I mean, just the cast alone, it's such a good movie. But it ends with him,
Going to the
heading
World
out,
Series of Poker.
right? And Worm, the whole thing with Ed Norton, and like you could have had a sequel. Now they're in Vegas, and now Worm's in trouble with the mob in Vegas,
Yeah.
and they're playing the World Series, and you've got all these different like celebrities and involved with all that. And I mean, it's Vegas. You could make a whole movie just around that. It could have been great.
That would have been great because he goes out to play in the World Series of Poker, but of course loses.
Yes.
And then has to go back again and try and go after Johnny Chan.
He's in love with some girl that works at a strip club, and she gets in trouble, and she's tied up with Worm and the mob somehow. And it could have been great.
Oh, well, see, we got all these great ideas.
Yeah.
And what are we doing? Wasting on this stupid radio show.
Yep. And I'm the dealer on the final table. And he's like, oh my God, look at that guy. Yeah.
You know, I used to date a girl in high school whose uncle is like the dealer in all the Vegas movies. Like he's an actor, but he's a real dealer.
Yeah.
So you see him, and he's in Rain Man, he's in Ocean's 11, and all. He's the dealer in all the movies.
I dealt the World Series twice when I lived out there. And I dealt the final table with Chris Moneymaker and Sammy Farha and all that.
Wow.
And they would never, this is so funny. Somebody from like, I guess it was ESPN or whatever, but they said, you're not going to, you'll never be seen on TV. And I was like, why? And they said, well, it's kind of an unwritten rule, but we don't really show people, the dealers, if they're bald, if they wear glasses, or if they're overweight. And I'm like,
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Triple
So
whammy.
Yeah.
I remember I saw the footage, and it was a hand that I know I was dealing because I remember dealing it. And you see my fat fingers, right? And then they cut away, and it's like an Asian lady dealing. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it was wild.
That
dude.
Asian lady had some gross hands.
Yeah, they're like, man, she's eating way too much pho. Look how swollen she is. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you got cut out. That's sad. All right. Thank you, Gio.
Thank you.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Cody Tucker. He'll be live from Texas, and we'll find out what he's got cooking. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. A guy going up to a cop, and he said, I found some meth And he's like, "You found meth?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I wasn't sure if it was meth, so I did a little bit of it, and it was hard because I hadn't done it in a while." And the cop's like, "What are you talking?" He's saying math. He found like some math.
Idiot.
Crazy. Cody Tucker joins us live from the great state of Texas. Cody, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are y'all doing?
Cody, question for you: if you could do a long-awaited sequel to a movie, make a movie into a sequel that hasn't been done yet, what would you do?
Heat.
Heat would be good, but who's left? Just De Niro. No, I guess Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, he got away.
Well,
yeah, right.
actually, yeah, and Val Kilmer's not left. So,
Yeah. That's true. He's not
yeah,
gonna
that
make
was
it.
actually a horrible decision.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. That's a really good one. Yeah,
One of my all-time favorite movies, which I don't know that you saw because you're younger than I am, is called Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. I feel like that movie would be great because at the end he lets him go and he's got all the money, and then De Niro he paid De Niro off, so De Niro's got some money and they could eventually catch up together again. But of course we can't make that either because Charles Grodin's dead.
Grodin's dead. Yeah. Shawshank Redemption would be an interesting one.
Find out what happened to them after they got out.
They're gay lovers on the beach.
No, they're not gay lovers. They just met.
They're not gay?
No, they're not gay.
No.
They just did that while they were in prison.
No, they're on the beach. I thought the whole point is like they live with each other happily ever after.
Yeah, but they get ladies involved. They don't. So that's just a two.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think once they found out about the sweet love of two men, I think
it's hard to go back.
Changed forever.
Yeah. That's how I always interpreted the end of the movie. Was like now they're happy they get to be with each other.
I was watching a lot of porn last night. I have
I
have all these porn channels on my TV, and I never really explored them. So I was like looking at them to try and see what was there. And one of them was transgender porn. So one was a smoking hot lady with a wiener, and then a regular lady. You follow? So there was one lady in the mix, and then one lady with a wiener. That lady's wiener was a wiener like I've never seen before. Did it shrink because of drugs? Hormones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought just the
the nuts are gone.
The undercarriage is what
the nuts are gone, but then it looked like a you ever go to the store and they have bananas and then they have those tiny bananas? It looked it looked like one of those mini bananas.
Or did they just have a mini one?
No, you could tell it looked like it was
an old elephant.
Yeah.
You ever heard the phrase if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yeah, maybe that was the case. Although they were using it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's for show, I mean, really, if all you're using it for is to, piss out of, like it's gonna wither away at some point.
Let's just say make pee-pee from now on, just so we don't get in trouble.
Oh, can you not say that?
Well, you can. You just try to steer away from it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Oh, I'm not mad at you. It's okay. It's weird
sure
because
you're not
Listen, we've all dumped ourselves with F-bombs on the show before.
Yeah. It's weird. If you talk like a baby when you talk about those things, you can kind of get away with it. But if you talk like a normal human being, where normal adults would, that is something that they frown upon. Isn't that odd?
That's weird because that word, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can say it. It's not going to get us in trouble, but it's just not something you want to continue to keep saying. So the weird thing is that I could say, boy, that Cody, he's a real dick. I could say that, but I can't refer to the other conversation we were having about the small bananas and use that word.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't that insane? That's so dumb.
I say all the time, though, Joe pisses me off.
Yeah, that you can kind of say. Yeah,
I'm proud of it.
God, that is. I mean, that just makes no sense.
It's retarded, which you can't say either. So
don't be a pussy.
You're not supposed to say that either.
No. There's a bunch of things you're not supposed to say. There's ones you can't say illegally. Then there's ones you can't say because socially, and then there's ones that you just want to avoid just to stay out of trouble.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the pee out of it.
So. When you say it, it makes it adorable.
Well, thank you.
You did one this week about a guy who I can't remember. I even made a note to bring it up. Walpole. What did Walpole do?
Well, Jim Walpole didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he got his neck severed by some scaffolding, but he was saved by John Malkovich.
Malkovich, yeah. He said the Canadian Canada has a great health program.
Yeah. He said, don't worry, the Canadian medical system is excellent.
Yeah.
Which is what a terrifying thing to hear. Said to you by John Malkovich.
Yeah, that was one of the things I retained from this week. If you're not following Cody Tucker, you need to do so. You can find him on Instagram at the Cody Tucker Show. And also, he's got a book out, which I have right here in my hand. And it's called And Now You Know by Cody Tucker. It is great. You can bring it on the toilet with you, and you can read while you're pooping, which is not that is a compliment to Cody's book.
Yeah.
You can ingest a lot of material in a short amount of time. And there's a lot of things that you'll want to share and talk to other people about once you learn. It's very interesting, which is what brought us to him in the first place and why he is on the show with us today. What do we got today?
All right. So in 1958, there's a comedian named Harry Park. Harry Park was performing at the roast of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. During his performance, he collapsed onto Milton Berle.
Uh-huh.
So the whole audience started laughing, thinking that it was a joke. It was not a joke. What they had just witnessed was Harry Park dying from a massive heart attack.
Oh,
so Harry Park's real name was Harry Einstein. And decades later, his son Albert Einstein, would continue the comedy legacy under his stage name, Albert Brooks.
Oh, I did know his name was Einstein, but I didn't know his father was a comedian. Okay, so Albert Brooks' father, because his brother is Dave Einstein, which is Super Dave Osborne. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Question: raise your hand if you've ever felt Milton Berle's penis. Just me? Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Milton Berle was in the studio with us, and we were taking pictures with him after an interview, and he was seated, and he said, "You come here." He goes, "I like you." He goes, "You're a good guy." I go, "Thank you." I'm probably like 22 years old. He goes, "You kneel down next to me." So I kneel down next to him, and he goes, "Take this arm and put it around me." And I take my arm. He goes, "Then take this arm," and he put it right on his crotch.
Whoa!
I went, I felt it. I could still feel it in my hand today. The same way at one time I shook. You ever see Lobster Boy? I shook Lobster Boy's hand one time, and I could still feel it. It's like, dude, I saw him coming. I saw it come up, and he went like this, and he gave me the Spock, the nanu, and I went in and I just shook it. I didn't know what else to do. I wasn't going to go, ew. And he went, and I shook it, and it felt like a warm bag of mayonnaise. Yeah. Those are two things that I've had in my hand that I'll never unfeel.
Yeah, kind of like Milton Berle's pee-pee. It would probably feels like a warm bag of mayonnaise.
You already went with pee-pee. You already went with pee-pee. Good job. I like it. You did good, Cody.
You're welcome.
All right, what else?
Yeah. All right, so have you ever seen the movie Green Book?
It's one of my all-time favorite movies.
There's no way that's true.
I swear to God.
True.
Yeah. Listen to me. All the Tony Vallelonga and Dr. Don Shirley on the road together. You say that because you hate it, or because you can't believe I like it?
We had his brother on the show.
Well, both.
I love that movie so much, and I don't know why.
That is weird, but all right. Yeah, I'll no, all right. So you may already know this, but so if you saw the movie Book, so you know the story of the real guy, the guy that's actually based on is a fellow named Tony Lip, the man played by Viggo Mortensen, who drove jazz pianist Don Shirley, played by Mahershala Ali, through the Jim Crow South. So it is not Tony Lip's only claim to fame, however, as decades later he became known for starring as Carmine Lupertazzi in the show The Sopranos.
Yes. Of course
you
I
knew
knew that. Of course.
Well,
listen to me.
I think most people don't know that.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Tony Lip is the only guy to actually be in Goodfellas, The Sopranos, and The Godfather.
Yeah. He's uncredited like wedding
in the
extra
wedding.
Yeah. Godfather. Yeah. Dang.
Dude,
look at that. Yeah.
I have seen that movie. It's one of those movies that I'll get in bed and nothing's on, and I'll just put it on and go to sleep while it's on.
That is so bizarre.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's one of those feel good kind of movies, and I don't know why it struck a chord with me.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Did you see it?
I watched. I thought it was horrible.
Why didn't you like it?
I mean, one, lack of dinosaurs is already going to turn me off a little bit. But yeah, I don't like movies like that. I like weird, dark messed up movies.
So the idea that Viggo Mortensen plays this dumb Italian guy so well, I think I just enjoy that, and I don't know, it's one of those movies that you just it's always on, like That Thing You Do is one of my other favorite movies. Yeah.
I know neither.
All right, what other non-dinosaur movies do you like?
Well, I love Lost Boys.
Okay.
Young Guns.
Yeah.
I
mean, Young Guns. I like Young Guns too. That's pretty hokey.
Yeah.
Bunch of
adorable
cowboys.
Well, I think rough and gritty cowboys. That's what I see. Kiefer Sutherland, I wouldn't say cute, but
listen, I teared up when Chavez died.
Sure.
Oh, in the second one,
yeah, he rode off. Rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, I love Dazed and Confused. That's a good one.
That's a great movie.
And then I go a little bit, and then I watch a lot of weird movies.
Like what? What would you watch that I would think is weird?
8mm.
Yeah,
that's
probably
one
pretty
of my
weird.
favorite movies.
That's the one. That's the snuff movie one.
Yeah, with Nick Cage and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, 8mm. I'd say 7. 7's kind of a weird movie.
Weird. Yeah, What's in the Box?
Yeah.
So you like all
those
that?
are like feel good movies to me. Not good, I don't think.
I can't.
And then a lot of weird foreign movies like Irreversible is a horrifying movie.
I don't know that.
So Persona is a movie came out in the 60s.
Do you like any of the Kevin Smith movies?
Dogma. Dogma's one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
He's our buddy. He was just in studio with us.
Yeah, he's great. I like Dogma. I mean, Clerks is
obvious, classic.
Yeah. So I love stuff like that. I love any kind of like suspense thriller kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like Along Came a Spider.
I watched some weird movie the other day called Clowns in a Cornfield.
Clowns in the Cornfield.
Clowns. Did you watch that, Joe?
I did.
Seriously?
I did. I watched it last night.
No.
It's pretty wild.
That's a movie that's just telling me right out of the gate. I don't want to watch the cornfield. And I don't want to watch clowns.
They're running through the cornfield and the clowns are chasing them.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the movie, and it was pretty weird.
I'm out.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Nope. I'm going back.
Oh, I know. I'm the weird one.
We'll stick with transsexual porn. Girls with peepees. All right, Cody. Thank you. What do you got coming up on your show this week? Sorry, I got the hiccups.
Oh, no worry. Probably just some more solo ones.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying just rambling about a bunch of nonsense. So I think I'll probably just continue to do as such.
You can find him on online at thecodytuckershow.com, and that's where you can also get his book, or you can get it on Amazon. Cody, thank you, brother. We'll check in with you next week.
Sounds good.
Right,
see you then.
Pal. There you go. You guys, I'm not mad at you. You sure you're not mad at me? Oh, you diving right into that watermelon, aren't you?
Yeah. I stopped. I'm waiting.
What are you waiting for?
Well, we're on air.
Smash it. I don't care. I love him. I think he's hilarious.
Funny. I like his sense of humor.
Yes.
It's like dry, but not in a sense.
I like also that he likes us, but he's not enamored by us. Like he doesn't care.
He could not care less.
Yeah.
Could not care less.
Like when you invite him places, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
I watched an interesting thing with James Hetfield from Metallica talking about Jason Newsted, and he said the problem with Jason Newsted was he was such a fan, and that bothered us. We had to beat the fan out of him.
Really?
Yeah, they're like he couldn't get past the fact that he was in Metallica and he was such a fan of ours. And it bugged us.
Yeah, I can see it sometimes.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like it's not. I'm not trying to compare this show to Metallica, but there's some people that like you can hang around and they're normal, as opposed to people they can't get past the fact that I listen to the radio show and we're hanging out.
Yeah.
There's like some people that can never seem to get past that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's a change in lifestyle for people. You know?
But there's other people I've met who were listeners of the show and then eventually I became friends with, and they couldn't really care less, even though they still enjoy the show.
Yeah. It's not against the show. It's just
it's just like sometimes you can't get past the whole fandom type thing.
I would say that in my years of doing radio, there were certain I couldn't get past it with Ron Diaz when I worked in the same building as Ron Diaz. I'm like,
like you were always a fan.
Always like when he walked down the hallway, I'd go every day. I every time I talked to him, or he'd stop me for something, I'd be like, I can't believe Ron Diaz is talking to me every time.
Really?
Every time, yeah. It was. And then the first time I met Howard Stern, he was larger than life because he's a tall guy. He's 6'7", something like that, 6'5". And when he comes at you, you're like, oh my God, there he is. He's bigger. That's like when Robert McNeil, the guy who shot Bin Laden, when I said, when you saw Bin Laden, what went through your mind? He goes, all the typical things. First thing I said was, oh my God, there he is. That's his face. He's a lot taller than I thought he was. Let me shoot him.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. All those things that run through your head right away.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody that I don't know. I'm not really.
I had a lot of that. I had in my early days of radio of seeing Bob Lasseter in the studio do a show, and Lasseter whenever I would walk by, because back then the radio stations had these giant windows, and you'd walk right down the hall, and I don't know how that wasn't a distraction then, but Lasseter he'd be talking, and he'd go, if you're out in Tampa, and he'd see me and he'd just stop. He would stop talking. He would just follow me down the hall and he'd go, anyway. And he would, it would make my heart stop every time. Yeah. He was great, man. Yeah. I had the pleasure of being around some legends in this business.
Yeah. I think I've only met Ron Diaz like one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Diaz is great, man. And who else? I'm trying to think of who else stops the heart.
Ted Kamikaze.
I know when I first started doing a lot of comedy, I was like in the rotation as a house MC at the old Improv, before it was a Funny Bone in Ybor, and I would get to work with these like legends. You know, they're coming through, and I would lobby to work for the people that I really looked up to. You know, and when I would finally get to work with them, I couldn't even talk to them, and I'd say dumb stuff every single time. And I kind of felt that way. The last time I really felt that way was your roast, when I go into the green room over at the Pepin Center, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, it's just
this is the plethora of
murderers,
top comedians.
Murderers Row. It's just Norton and Bobby, and I'd hung out with Bobby. He'd been on the podcast that you and Galvin came on and all that stuff.
But now he's in a room with Jim Norton and Jim Florentine, and it's an entirely different situation.
And you're working.
Yeah.
The Stengel brothers. I mean, just all these legends of comedy. And I'm just like, why am I even in this room right now? And I'm on the dais. What? They don't know who I am, you know?
Right. Which no matter how funny you are, automatically is going against you because they don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm a schlub. Right, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Which is probably why my wife killed so hard, because nobody expected her to be good at all, and the fact that she was good and mean made it even better.
Yeah, Galvin stole that night. He was amazing.
Great. He was great, not only funny but great as the host. You know, to keep everything moving and all that. That is why we've never done another roast. I don't think we could even come close to the success of that one.
I don't think so either.
No. You can't follow what Fitzsimmons did with your
with my grandmother.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was great too, man. It was what a good time.
I agree. I don't think anything could ever top that.
No.
Like, what could even come close?
Because you're not going to change your name, and you can't really do anybody else.
No, but
that group of comedians at that time and that moment.
You'll never get those comedians.
No.
Again. Yeah. I mean, we had to move mountains to get them all here. Norton happened to be coming in with Side Splitters, so we were able to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
Then Bobby came in for us. Bert came in for us. Fitzsimmons was in Orlando, I think, or somewhere.
Wasn't Florentine on too?
Yeah, Florentine was on. Yeah, I mean, we really nailed that, man.
It was insane. Yeah.
Anytime they talk about it now, and they're like, "We should do another roast," I always go, "No, it'll never be as good."
Because you don't want to walk away and be like, it was all right, but it wasn't as good.
But it was also 13 years ago.
Oh
so
my gosh,
it could be like I always say, like you know, because I'm like also. Like I've tried to find to do a roast, but with other people. Like this roast, I wanted to roast like maybe Mike Allstott or roast somebody who everybody would be interested in seeing get roasted, but no.
Well, roasts are so brutal. Like people gotta know going in. Like you watch the Tom Brady roast, you're like, whoa, I guess cancel culture's over, right? So if you do a roast, you know it's going to be the most brutal, most heinous stuff. And
I wasn't worried about it. I wondered what would be Like, what would be the
well, like Tom Brady said, like with his, like he regrets doing it because of his kids.
The kids what got him.
Right.
I didn't have to deal with that. Juliana,
so young.
Yeah.
I don't even think if she was around. Joey was little.
It all depends on what baggage you walk in with, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the thing. I had nothing really to, like, what are you going to call me, fat? I've been saying that for years. You know what I mean?
There's nothing.
But they got me a couple of good insults, but nothing really that.
But if you had just gone through a messy divorce,
that would be awful.
That's
Right.
probably, and that's where they got
a couple
Brady.
of people that I have asked that I said, hey, do you think that this person would do it? They go, no, because of this thing or that
Even
thing or something.
People for the dais, if they got certain baggage.
Yeah.
Because everything is fair game. If you want it to be good and real, everything is fair game.
Yeah. We had X-Pac up on our
I love it. It was so much. Literally the most fun night ever.
I can't even tell people because they think I'm lying. Like,
Right.
It's so annoying because it's like, yeah. And I know this probably happens with you, Mike, when you've had so many life experiences or so many things, and you're talking to somebody, and in your head you're like, they think I'm full of crap. You know, like I was doing a gig the other day, and I was, we were just randomly talking, and somebody was like, oh, you're a comedian, blah, blah, blah. And like, well, my cousin's a singer. And I go, well, yeah, I do that too. And they're like, really? I go, yeah, I did the anthem, do the, different sporting and stuff. And then a minute later, we're talking about something else. And I go, well, yeah, I know that person. I did a show with them. And it's just, the more I'm talking, I'm like, they think I'm full of crap. I know they think I'm full of crap.
It just sounds like you're name dropping.
Right. But you're not. That's your life.
That's like what you did. Yeah. Well, like the other day, I think you put on Twitter or social media how you're, everybody's watching Tires, and you're like, more than half the cast has been in my garage. And
that was funny.
Well, I was watching my son, like, every one of these guys has been on the show at some point.
The reason I did that is because I was watching with my wife, and I saw an episode was written by Joe DeRosa, and I didn't know because he's not in the show, but he wrote that.
Yeah.
I go, oh, DeRosa wrote that. And she's like, I don't know who that is. I go, you've met Joe before. He's been at the house. And I'm like, you've met half the people on this show have been in our garage. And I went, really? Shane's been in the garage?
Yeah. Or just even on the show, like Lovitz has been on the show.
Lovitz,
Vince Vaughn's been on the show. Like
Vince
all these
Vaughn,
guys.
I've opened for probably 7 or 8 of those people too.
Yeah.
So when I'm watching it, and even background people like extras are comedians that I've worked with, and I go, I know her.
Stavi's been here in the garage.
Stavi's been in the garage. Yeah. Do you know Chris Machado?
Yeah. He used to open for me.
He's a very funny kid and
hilarious.
He's down in what was Marco Island? I think we worked together last, or not Marco Island, but I don't know, Visani or one of those. But he's very funny, and we're in Marco Island because that's where we were with Louis when Louis came to open for Bobby, and you could tell that Chris wanted to talk to Louis C.K. so bad, but didn't know what. And then Louis and I'm sitting there watching this uncomfortable conversation between the two of them. And I was like, I wish I could just disappear, but it really wasn't bad. It's just Louis doesn't want to talk, and Chris wants to take advantage of having the opportunity to talk to Louis C.K.
But you were early in on putting like comics on the radio when it wasn't.
When
super
comics
cool.
weren't big.
Before they went before there was this big resurgence of comedy after COVID.
I gotta give credit where credit's due, and that's Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, true.
Because I did it before, not before, but I did it in my career before I got to the station. But Opie and Anthony really were the guys. Like when I was on with Bubba, I would suggest bringing comedians in from the club, and it didn't go very well all the time. Like we used to bring in Bobby Slayton. Bobby Slayton had just done that movie where he was on the Rat Pack and he was good, but it didn't go over very well. Who's that other guy? Pat Dixon? Does that sound right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Is he the really tall guy?
Yeah.
One of the guys played Bizarro Jerry in the episode of Seinfeld where they had Elaine had a new guy and new friends there.
Yeah, that's him.
And but he didn't watch Seinfeld, so he didn't get the episode, and it was hard to do, and it didn't go very well. And then when I started doing my own show, they would bring these guys in, and then all of a sudden you'd get a guy like Pauly Shore, who everybody knows Pauly, and I started doing that, but Opie and Anthony were the guys who put on the Jim Nortons and the Robert Kellys. I didn't know Robert Kelly until I heard him tell the Not You story on Opie and Anthony, and then Rich Voss, I knew from Last Comic Standing, and those guys were regulars on that show, and I went, that's what you want to do. You want to bring in as many funny guys as you can and make them be funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just
Patrice.
Patrice, yeah.
Yeah.
But my experience with Patrice is some of the best stuff that ever happened on the show. Patrice coming in, looking at John Brennan and just hating him right out of the gate. And just looking at him and saying you just look like you just hate me. It was one of the funniest things ever, man. All right, I got to take a break. I'm running late. Before we go to break, though, I want to tell you about my friends at Superheat and Air. If your home is not as cool as it should be in these miserable, miserable hot days, every day from here on out is going to feel like it's 100 degrees. Whether it's 97 or 96 outside, still feel like it's 100 degrees in your home. If your AC isn't working, you may just need a $29 AC tune-up. When's the last time you had that done? If you hadn't had it done, call Superheat and Air. Go to their website, superheatandair.com, and you can make a scheduled appointment right there online to have them come out and do a $29 AC tune-up. And if it turns out that you're having a problem with your unit and they have to do a repair, they will go ahead and take that $29 and put it right towards the repair. And they send fully stocked trucks out there. They send technicians out there. So if they need something, they got it right there. They can get you fixed up in the same day and get you going and make sure that your house is cool for the summer. You do not want to be sweating. You do not want to be miserable. And my friends at Superheat and Air combined with ABC Plumbing. So now they're Superheat and Air and Plumbing. They're there for all your plumbing needs as well. And I'm not talking about just HVAC guys who know how to, snake a toilet. I'm talking about real certified plumbers, and they're also available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in case you have an emergency, you have a leak, you have some runny faucets, a toilet that won't stop. They can do it for you, and they can do it all the time. They're always there. Just simply go to superheatandair.com, hit them up, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. You can actually call and say, I want my house to be as cold as Mike Calta's house, and they can get you dialed in. It's superheatandair.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break at 102.5 The Bone. Carmen, guess who slid into my DMs the other day? Mwah. I'm making it. I'm romanticizing it.
Okay.
Guess who responded to me by sliding back into my DMs?
Okay.
Amber Rose.
No.
Swear to God, she follows me.
It's an automated.
No.
I don't want.
She responded to me.
But what did she say?
Hold on. Why can't you just give me credit for anything?
You shut it down
You're
right
right.
away.
Amber Rose, the supermodel,
Let me check it on my friend Mike Calta.
is messaging you back.
So I'll tell you how it started. So when the Super Bowl was in Detroit, was that 2 years ago?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amber Rose put out a thing and said, whose BH do I have to lick for Super Bowl tickets?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I wrote back, I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
And she immediately started to follow me because I think she probably thought that I had tickets. And then during the Trump campaign, she was very pro-Trump, and I reposted something that she posted. So she would send me little messages like little hearts or little thumbs ups or whatever in my DMs. Then the other day, I liked one of her pictures, and she slid me back a little heart in my DM. I'm like, me and Amber Rose are best friends.
That's not a little heart in a thing. That's not.
This is sliding in your DMs. One.
Listen to me. Do not take this away from me.
Yeah.
Okay. Was she in my DMs?
Probably not, because you can set up automated messages.
Yeah.
For like, if you respond to her, she has something that will automatically respond. So if you send a heart,
Why can't you let me have this? Why can't you let me have this?
Because I don't want you to be one of those old men that get tricks into sending her.
Sending her cash.
Yeah. She's like, I need $10,000 because I'm trapped in Brazil. And then you're like, okay, I'll get you home.
No, you don't understand,
Amber
honey.
Rose.
We're friends. I've talked to her many times.
She likes me. She slides into my DMs, and I think she really likes me as a person.
And the problem is, this is how it starts. It starts when you're 50, and you can realize it. And by the time you're 60, you're like, oh.
Thought for sure we're a friend. Mike Calta Show, good morning. Hello? Johnny Ballsack, you have the phones up? Yeah. There you go. How are you, sir?
Hello, this is Zig, Mike.
Okay. Hi, Zig.
Hey, listen, I got a great story. Over the years, and I've been here 18 years, I have run across all you guys at a bar or something like that.
Who's been the coolest? Who's been the coolest, and who's been the biggest jerk?
Well, the only one I haven't met is Galvin, but I'll start with that. The biggest jerk was Roger and JP.
Yep.
Well, actually JP.
Yep.
Last year when they were at Red Lobster.
Sounds
and then
Red
Carmen
Lobster.
when she's done. Because listen, when you're done Treasure Island, it seemed like somebody was always pissing you off when you were setting up. At Joe's. What was it? Joe's Bar or something like that. Down there in
Carmen. Are you talking about Carmen now?
Yeah.
So I was working. And I was working a second job. I was working as a bartender, and you wanted to talk to me about radio. Yeah, I understand
No,
why.
I was always on the outskirts, but so we crossed paths, and I wouldn't say hi because you were intimidating. I was like, oh, she's working. So no, I was on that.
Oh, so
But,
she just had
Mike-
bitch face right out of the gate. You didn't even like her face.
I don't even have a bitch. I've never been told I have a
Do
bitch
not-
face.
Well, this guy is saying different. Okay, and then go ahead, sir.
A lot of people said that, by the way.
Who's the best?
You were the best.
Thank you.
You were the best. And then Gio and Joe. I've run across with all you guys. Gio was down at a place called Sea Hags. Remember Gio?
You remember Gio?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite spots to frequent.
You love Sea Hags.
A lot of people know that about me.
But anyway, and everybody was cool, and even when somebody was like, "Hey, I know you," like when you're talking about fans, and nobody was like being a butthole to them.
Were you the guy at those? You were on the back patio at Sea Hags? You came up to me and we were sitting there at the corner of the bar.
No, I can't tell if he's being real.
No, I lived there. I lived at the marina there. I had a boat there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Zig with the marina.
That's right.
No way.
That was a good time.
All right, thank you, Zig. I'm glad to see it. I knew that's why we got rid of Roger.
Okay. I just wanted to tell you, it was always a pleasure running into you guys when we were out and about.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, and we're happy to meet you as well.
I don't believe it.
I'll be there this weekend.
Carmen, whatever. Resting bitch face.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that.
I've headlined Sea Haggies so many times, I can't believe I didn't see him.
Yeah, I'm always in the back, you know?
Yeah.
Is that a real place?
Of course.
Gio doesn't.
I can't.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, Mike Calta? I just heard a couple of promos of the Bone will be in my neighborhood this weekend with Mo and Mike O.
Yeah, it's Sun Toyota, right?
Yeah, Santiago is one. And where's Mo at again? Because I was in the bathroom.
I don't know. If you think I know where Mo is on the weekends, you're out of your mind.
I heard his commercial. I heard a promo. He'd be at some place from noon to 2.
I don't know. I'm not listening. I'm certainly not going to go hang out with Mo.
No, but he's
at
cool.
Sea Hags.
I know Mo's at the YNF day.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to call in and tell you guys thank you. Thank you for putting a smile on my face every day.
And every day, because there are some days even I'm not smiling.
Yeah, well, you guys managed to do it, Life is hard for everybody
Yeah.
at some point or another. But every morning I wake up and I get to drive down the road and I listen to you guys and you always make me laugh. You always make me smile.
Well, I'm glad.
So thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
What a nice lady. See, when Galvin's not here, everybody's nice.
Oh, good God, man.
I got a couple messages. I don't want to put like too much of the listeners' business out
Oh,
there.
no. Tell us the full.
Yeah, we want to know everything.
But I got a DM from
Sure you did. Sure you did. It was probably automated.
By the way, real quick, I was looking at Amber Rose, who she follows.
Yeah.
Because you seemed very she follows me.
Yeah.
She follows Cody Tucker too.
Well, Cody's very popular.
Cody's very popular.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised. Like every time when I see like famous people,
Why
like,
is it cool that she follows Cody Tucker, but nobody cares it's cool she follows me?
I think that's cool.
I think that's adding to the point of, okay, maybe she does follow you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I know she follows me.
When I pull it up, like it says The Mike Calta Show, Cody Tucker, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, all the big winners.
Jake Paul and Tom Brady.
That's right.
You're right there in the mix.
All the hitters, all the heavy hitters.
Theo Vaughn, Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
What were you going to
She
say?
doesn't run to her
Who
own
was in
account.
Who was in your DMs?
So a woman had DM'd me and was just like, wrote a paragraph about, thank you so much. You're my favorite part of the show. Your laugh has gotten me through such hard times. I found out my husband was cheating on me with so on and so forth. And your show, listening to your show on the way to work is the only thing that like got me there and stopped me from crying.
Oh, my
but
God.
literally like a long ass paragraph. But there was like a
What'd
week.
she look like? Is she good looking?
She was.
She's vulnerable and single.
Why is my ex-wife DMing?
But like in that week, I got like 3 of those. Not all the same story, but thank you so much. We love the show, listening to you. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, I want to know more about this. I want to know more about the hot chick whose husband was cheating on her.
I was trying to find it, but it's like way down in my DM.
Does she follow me?
I don't.
Can you find out?
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Ready, Freddie. How are you? Hey,
Just a quick question. Are you still thinking of going to Aquatica?
Yes.
Are you still thinking of going? Okay, I got a quick story about that. If you're getting one of the cabanas,
yeah,
make sure you get there early. And we got there kind of in mid-morning, about 11. We still had a cabana, but we had one of the crappy ones in the back because everybody got there early and slid the guy at 20 to get like a good one. So that's just my quick story about Aquatica. Other than that, it was a great time. It was a great time, great lazy river, and it's really packed during the summer. So just remember that. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you about the cabanas.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the heads up.
When are you going?
I don't know. I think we talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know Galvin said he really liked it.
He said he went and he had a good time. I think I was talking about possibly going at some point
trying
in my
to
life.
do something in the summer.
I was saying I hate water parks.
Yeah, but everybody says that that's a good one. You get that they have a good lazy river.
You're still on steps with somebody's wet, dripping ass in front of you.
I don't care. See, I don't want to go on. I don't want to. Climb up the. I'm with you. I'm not riding any slides or anything like that.
Yeah, but at that point, why are you even going?
Because I like to be in the lazy river and I like a big pool. I don't like a small pool.
There's like hotels in Orlando that have lazy rivers.
Yeah,
you can find them. You know what I mean?
That's true too.
I like water parks, but yeah, I wouldn't go right now because they're so busy. You know what I mean? Like you got to go in the spring or the fall when it's kind of a little bit cold.
Guess who is calling me right now? No lie.
Amber Rose?
No.
Hell yeah.
No. It's like I can't answer it because they're calling the Poop in the Box company.
What?
Oh.
I swear to God.
Oh, no. You tell Johnny to just send a box.
I mean, Johnny, we talked about it yesterday. You talked about it today, and now they're calling me.
Maybe they got bad news.
Well, I sent them their box like 2 years ago.
Still, you don't know.
Man.
Do you think they just went through my stuff?
They say, hey, bad news. We made a mistake.
No.
We got,
No, but you know what
there was another Mike.
I did get an email from a lawyer about suing 23andMe because they went bankrupt and they're giving away they're looking to sell the data.
They sold all the data, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that lawsuit. I'm gonna follow. I mean, you're gonna make $12.
Yeah, it'd be some massive class action and like, you got $9.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Is it with Ancestry too? Because I did that one.
I know because 23andMe went bankrupt and they were selling their bankrupt business to other companies who were mining the information. So that's where there's a breach in there.
So what everybody was afraid of actually happened.
Actually happened.
Oh, that's great.
Except I don't feel like I don't feel like I have anything to hide. What do you want to know? You want to know about how susceptible I am to
yeah, you just put you don't
powder.
You just put your stuff out there. You don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Although I have to tell you, the day that I open up that 23andMe, it's like you have a new relative, and it's a 16-year-old girl. I'm gonna be like, whoa, boy.
Then it's different.
It's like she is your possible daughter.
You know, we talk about it all the time about social media and like our kids on social media. I think I'm just gonna let my daughters get social media.
You have to.
It's at this point. There's a story that out of Seffner where substitute teacher in Seffner has been arrested for allegedly showing graphic images to seventh graders.
Airdropping them. Did you see it? Airdropping them to their phones.
He told all the girls to turn their phones on airdrop, and then he sent wiener pics onto their phones.
So how did he think that he was going to get away with that is what I didn't know. Did you see him?
Yeah.
He looks like a gross.
He's like a 22-year-old guy.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He probably doesn't care.
These kids that go to college and graduate when they're 21, 22, they still like have the mentality of, oh, these are my peers.
I know, but my kid's 12 and my kid wouldn't do something like
these
this.
were middle schoolers. Like, they were. The girls were in 7th grade, so they're 11, 12.
I would kill this guy.
Yeah.
I would kill this guy.
I like the old school way of doing this is our history teacher, if we wore skirts, he would make us sit in the front row of class.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
but he later got in trouble.
Right.
Yeah,
they caught on.
He got caught with a girl down in the locker room, and he ran away, moved out of state, and started teaching someplace else before they charged him or anything like that. But yeah, if you,
at least that's a subtle move.
But I mean, no, but so if you were a girl and you wore a skirt, he'd be like, okay, you have to sit in the front today. You're in trouble for talking, whatever. And then he would always
but
drop
at least
his
he was
markers.
smart about it. You know what I mean? Like, but what I'm saying is that, like, at least this guy's just sending ween pictures to the kids.
Yeah. Hey, fat girl, sit in the back. Put some pants on.
Yeah. Not you. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
How are you? Listen, I was just curious. Can you reread the copy for your Calta Shoddy at Shark Coast?
What do you mean reread it?
Well, what comes with it? What was the price?
All right, hold on. Now you're making me do work, sir. Stand by. I'll tell you.
You want me to tell you where Mo's going to be in the meantime?
All right. You ready? I'll go slow. It's a Calta Riot Shoddy. It's a 12-gauge Mossberg Riot gun with a pistol grip. It's paired with a tactical scabbard, and it's all for $225.
$225.
$225, but they're not going to
That's what
last.
I thought you said.
Yeah.
I was there the other day to look at it, and they were saying that it was $265, and that's a good deal, and there was no way they were selling it for $225 because they'd be losing their ass.
Well,
and I said I could have swore when he read it on the radio, it was $225.
Unless they made a mistake in sending the copy over, it is $225, sir. That is the advertised price. Demand your Calta Shoddy for $225.
All right, thank you, sir. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, there it is. Get back. Call Will.
All right,
Thank
take
you.
it easy.
Yeah. I just bankrupted Sharko's Tactical. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
I just wanted to chime in on the water park nightmare story.
All right.
I don't see well, so my girlfriend and I were in line to go down this slide, and she tapped me on the shoulder and said, we're not taking the slide. I said, what's happening? The lady in front of us had such bad body lice that it looked like rice running around. Take that to the bank.
You could see it?
Oh, yeah. It was like rice running around on her shoulders. It was the worst thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out. Thank you, sir.
Getting
I'm
that
out.
lazy river.
No.
Oh, I remember being at Adventure Island. They Code Brown. They closed on the wave pool.
Somebody dropped one in there.
Little kid, yeah.
Yeah. What about the Always Sunny AIDS episode?
Yeah,
that's so good.
I think I'd rather swim in an AIDS pool than a lice pool.
Yeah, because you're definitely going to get the lice probably.
Oh, that is so skeevy to me. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Morning, Mike. What's up?
How you doing? What's up, sir?
Good, buddy. Good, buddy. I was wondering if you've ever used Amazon Flex.
I don't even know what that is.
Amazon Flex is basically, it's not good, Gio. What do you want to tell?
It's kind of like a Temu version of Temu, right?
Pretty much. So basically, when you're on Amazon, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up, maybe get the message out to people. Amazon Flex is basically when you order something and it's a product that's the threshold of $25 or more, it gives you that advantage. It's amazing. It's awesome. You can order something now, and it could be at your house between 10 and 3 p.m. Basically, they deliver it in their own car.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? So basically, I just got my driveway. I'm still going through this. It wasn't much damage. There wasn't really much damage except for my cones. Basically, I put some cones out because I just got it redone. You know, I spent $9,000 or $10,000 on my driveway.
Right.
So basically, I've seen it on Instagram where Amazon Flex guys, they'll pull in your driveway, whatever. So obviously, I have ADT, a few cameras. And I'm actually going to work, and it's somewhere like 6 in the morning or 5:30. It was just before sunset, and I have these cones up, instructions English and in Spanish, because a lot of the Flex drivers are Hispanic. They have there's a lot of a language barrier which I've noticed.
Sure.
This guy pulls up, runs over both cones, pulls in the driveway. And they're not like literally. Because I get an alert and I'm like, oh, there's obviously my wife and kids aren't awake, so let me look. I'm watching this guy in 4G, and I'm like, what the hell is? Runs over both cones, runs back over, pulls it up. I'm trying to yell at him, and thank God. It's obviously the concrete was completely dry. It was a few weeks, but it was a brand new. I don't know if it was oil leaks. I don't know. I'm just being safe. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, like my blood is boiling as I'm watching this guy. I sent it over, this and that. There was no damage to the driveway. Smashed because the cones weren't like the big construction cones. They were like, they were pop-up
cones.
Cones. Yeah, basically, and they plastic smashed into a million pieces. Like it was just, and I'm just like, I'm taking a picture. And then the next guy that does it, he actually stops and then backs up and then runs over because he couldn't pull in the driveway, actually read the instructions, and went over my neighbor's grass, like up onto their grasp and went. And I'm like, are these people retarded or what is going on?
Their
Man?
thing is
Like,
they want to just deliver that package and they don't care. That's their main priority because that's where they're getting paid.
I know, but they can go,
not
25
right.
feet and there's a loop.
Yeah, it's
you know
not.
what I mean?
Listen,
but it's like, yeah, but I mean,
if I
sorry,
could,
good.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hang up because your phone's loud as hell. I'm going to tell you right now a lesson on what to do. Thankfully, you had no damage in your car other than the fact that you had idiots delivering to you. But my neighbor calls me and she says, "Do any of your cameras face my house?" And I said, "Yes. I've been spying on you." No, I'm just kidding. I said, yes. And she said, "Somebody knocked over my mailbox in my driveway, but it's a big concrete mailbox." And I looked out at the camera, and sure enough, it was the Uber Eats. The guy backed right into it. He hit it. I watched it fall. He pulled forward and then just drove away. So I gave her the footage. She had to pay for her own thing because in order for you to do that, you have to call the police. You have to file a police report. You have to give them the evidence. They have to go after before Uber Eats becomes responsible for anything. So that's a good, so this guy lucked out because he had no damage, but had they done some damage, he can't even he's got to file a police report and then do it that way. That's the right way to do it in order to get your reimbursement.
That guy knew that he did it though. Like
I watched him. He got out, looked at it, got back in his car and took off.
But I bet it's part of when you sign up to use like Amazon or Uber Eats. You're signing away rights. Like if something happens, if the driver, then they're not responsible.
But no, because they are, because the Uber Eats said you will take a look at it, but it needs a police report. Yeah, it needs to go that way.
But if you're that guy, how do you go knock on the door? Hey, I'm sorry, I hit the thing here.
Because you're probably a kid. You know what I mean? And you probably pick off, but I would have been furious.
Yeah, also nowadays, that every house has got cameras. Every house.
Yeah.
So you're going to get caught.
She said, "I don't even know who to call to fix that." I go, "I do. Dino." Because I backed out and hit my own mailbox and knocked it down one day and it had to be rebuilt. So there you go. That's exactly what happened. I mean, look, I get it. It's a pain in the ass. But these people, especially the people who are on the flex, I would assume, that job is to get it to you at a certain amount of time. That's all they care about. That's what they're getting paid on. So you're right. They could take it and go through the loop. They could park in the street and run it up the thing, but they're going to be lazy and they're going to do what they can to get your package there. I must take a break. When we come back, let's play a game, maybe give some stuff away. I don't know something we could do with Johnny, maybe, since Johnny's here with us.
Nice.
I don't know what that is, but let me think about it, and we'll do it when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. I'll never forget when Eddie Dido was doing the podcast with Bobby Kelly during COVID.
Oh, really?
And it happened, the breaking news came in during the thing, and it didn't mean that much to Bobby as much as it meant to me.
Yeah, it didn't mean that much to me either.
Oh, I felt terrible that he was dead. I don't know. I felt terrible on so many levels. Somebody who was like a childhood hero had died, but also watching his relationship with his son, I knew that they were super close.
Yeah.
And they had been playing together, and I just knew that was just going to be sad.
Like it seemed like he'd finally gotten his life together and was like in a good spot.
Yeah.
Without drugs and crazy stuff, and then you got cancer.
Well, there it is.
What a downer.
Hey, good luck with your doctor's appointment.
I know, literally, dude. I'm going there after this. I am so miserable right now. I can't even express into words.
If you could know the exact day that you would die, would you like to know?
Yes.
No.
Me too, I think.
No, because then you have so much anxiety moving up to it.
But what if they tell you, Carmen, it's not until you're 94?
Great, but what if they don't give you the year?
No, they tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Here's Carmen with new technology we have now through your DNA and your blood. We can tell you the exact day you're going to die, give or take 10 days because of you could get hit by a car or whatever. But
it says here it's going to be Tuesday.
Yeah,
next week.
Well, I'd go kill a couple of people.
Oh,
before I go.
What?
Oh yeah, I got a list.
Yeah,
I'd kill a couple of people. I'd ask my wife if I could bang a couple of people.
You're locked down. Oh, sorry, we made a mistake. This is not
it. And also, what if you change your trajectory by killing somebody or by banging somebody else?
Because you're not dying based on you're dying based on natural causes. So you're dying
it
based on.
It always has to be natural causes.
Yes.
But what if you were going to die from a car accident?
Well, there's no way to tell that, but through DNA we can tell the exact death, your expiration date.
Yeah, if you survive, not an accident, then
right.
Then yes, I would want to know that.
I would want to know. I mean, they could give you bad news, Carmen. Bad news. Turns out you have some sort of disease, and you're only going to live 5 more years. But when you want to know.
Yes, based on health, because you can also change your health. You can make.
No, you can't. This is it. You can't change
Yes,
it. This
you
is
can.
when they give you the date. That's your expiration date.
Not science.
You have 10 days, a 10-day give or take.
No more dieting.
No more dieting.
Walking pad.
That's it. You get as fat as you want. You only got 2 months left. Eat
But
away.
I would still think that I could change it, through eating and
can't.
stuff.
That's
I don't
the
like
catch.
your world.
No.
I don't like. No, I don't want
The
it.
real world.
No, that's-
Yeah.
Shoplifting.
You don't think you can change your life by diet and exercise?
Yes, you certainly can.
Right. So they-
over the years, but you don't have years to live.
But I'm just saying, if they told you you have 5 years, you wouldn't start walking and eating right?
No, I'd start robbing banks.
Yeah. Oh, if you told me I had 5 years, I'd have the best 5 years ever. I'd move to Vegas. I'd be out of here tomorrow. I'd quit this job tomorrow, and I'd have, dude, we'd have the best 5 years ever.
You go Steve Buscemi, Armageddon.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Loan shark, money, hookers.
My kids would be like, yeah, my dad's gone, but man, did he have a great last 5 years. That's how that goes.
Going out guns a-blazing.
Blazing. That would be so much fun.
I like that now.
And it just piggybacks off our last conversation. There's nobody you'd kill on the way out.
No.
Really? Even on the way out, even knowing you were going.
I know this comes with a shock to a lot of people, but I'm a good person.
That is shocking.
And you don't know what's after.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Bunch of people high-fiving you. Yeah, you shot that dickhead. Good job, Gio.
Yeah.
You don't know though. You could end and they'll be like, well, since you killed somebody, you don't get to be reincarnated.
What if they go?
Because you were a bad person.
What if they go? The fact that you were smart enough to kill that guy before you left makes us think that you're an elite. And actually helps you out.
A real hero.
You rid the earth of one terrible person. Like I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be. Let's be realistic. The guy who sent the D pics to the kids in school, as a parent, I can't go there and kill that guy. But that would be my first. That would be my first instinct. Would be to do that. I can't go there as a human being and kill another human being for sending a picture. But I'd want to choke that guy out.
What if you had to spend eternity with the person you killed? Like that was the punishment. They just follow you around the afterlife. Like, dude, you shot me in the head, right? Like every day.
Just making you feel guilty and annoying you about it. Yeah.
I still think when you say that you could kill somebody, you don't really mean that.
I don't know how much more I could tell you how much I do.
I get it, but I think it unless.
By the way, here's a way I can prove it to you. I don't think it's tough. In fact, I think it's cowardice to shoot somebody in the back of the head, and I would do that. That's me telling you that I'm not even trying to be a tough guy. I would go out coward style. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to threaten them. I just want to walk up and go pop.
Like you're saying, you'd want to kill people who are bad people.
Yeah.
But even like you'll see like police officers who have to kill bad people, really bad people, and then afterwards they're pretty messed up by it.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Like none of them think, man, that was cool.
But there's different types of bad people. There's the bad guy who's robbing a gas station because he needs food. He's not really a bad guy. He's just hungry. I don't want to kill him. That would make me feel bad. Now you get the guy who was messed up on drugs, punched some old lady in the face, went and raped some kid. I'd kill that guy with no problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
No problem.
But what if you found out that he had like a mental disorder or you know what I mean? Like
I'm there to protect the other people. I'm not I didn't
But it already happened. You're not protecting them. They're already scarred.
Protecting the future people from that.
Yeah, I just think the gravity of taking other human life, regardless if it's somebody bad, I think mentally that's tough on anybody.
Yeah. Because like Gio was saying, like when the cops do it, they have to go to therapy, and most of them stay in therapy because it doesn't.
Those people aren't meant to be cops. I know. Listen to me. I know plenty. I should say plenty. I know guys who are not cops who have killed other people who are just fine.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're psycho.
Dig Dug killed a guy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
That's true.
Dig Dug ran over a Mexican guy, and they just Dig Dug drove a truck, and he thought he hit a speed bump, and he hit a Mexican guy. And they called the police, and the police came out, and they were like, just go. He was probably illegal. They get drunk, and they cross it, and they let him go. They didn't even check. They just let him go.
What?
Yes.
This is a real story.
I swear to God, this is true. He's a truck driver, and he was driving down the highway in, I want to say it was Santa Fe or somewhere like that, and he hit something, and he stopped to see what it was. He thought he hit an animal at first, and then he backed it up and saw it was a human, called the police. The police came. The guy had no identification on him. They said he was probably illegal, and he was drunk and just let him go. and they let him go. They didn't even fill out paperwork. They just let him go.
How did they know he was drunk if he's already dead?
I don't know. I
They
mean,
could
maybe they
probably
ran
smell
past.
it, or-
But they said it happened so often on that highway that they were just that the illegals would get drunk and try to come over, and they would get hit by cars.
Nervous Jared killed a guy, right?
Nervous Jared killed a guy.
He did, yeah.
Accident.
And and he was messed up by it.
Guido,
he seems fine.
Guido that I used to work with. Guido
They
killed a
took his
guy.
sight.
It took his vision.
Remember Guido killed a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I mean, those are accidents. That I would feel bad about.
I hit a guy at 19 before, and it freaked me out, and he survived.
Yeah, I had a guy on my Hummer one time, and he survived. I knocked him off his bicycle.
I almost kept driving. I was going to drive, hit and run.
Really?
Yeah.
You do that?
I know. It took me a second to register what had just happened.
Right.
And I kept driving like, oh my God, I got to turn around. I went like 2 lights, and then I turned around and came back.
I hit the guy, and the guy started asking me for cash, and I was like, "Get out of here!" He's like, "You owe me money." I was like, "Shut up, stupid."
I was saying right by that place, the stockyard there on 19.
Yeah.
I was driving, and that's where it happened.
That's Medicine Man's neighborhood.
Yeah, and the police at the time told us, dude, he's like, this happens every night. He's like, these guys, they get drunk, they go over to the gas station to buy beer, and they just walk right across 19. And he was in the median, and right at the last second, he just stepped out and bounced right off the side of my fender.
And just like Dig Dug, they let you go.
Oh man, it was scary.
Oh, it's crazy.
I always listen. I get so nervous when I'm driving and I hit a speed bump, and I'm like, "Did I hit a kid?" If I'm like,
I always
not
do-
paying attention.
Right. I always think the same thing. I'm like, I hope that wasn't a kid.
Yeah, and I'm like, just keep going though. Don't look back. So that would mess me up.
I got hit by a car in a grocery store parking lot, and then my dad beat me in front of everybody. I was like 8 years old.
Why you got hit?
Well, because I wasn't hurt, because I was being a jackass, and I was I guess I was so excited about food. Even at 8, I was running into the grocery store in front of my parents, and this like little VW bug just hit me going about 10 miles an hour, and I rolled up on the hood. I rolled off the side of the car, and I just hopped right back up on my feet. And the guy's like, "Oh my God," and my dad's like, "He's fine." The guy drives off. My dad just starts beating me in front of everybody in front of a U-Save.
I'll teach you how to run through the parking lot.
Yeah, what a dummy.
What do I have to do, Carmen? Do I have to take a break? Do I have to wrap the show up?
We're wrapping it up.
Are we really?
Oh, what happened? Yeah.
I didn't have time to play the game, so let me give Hi, who is this?